too long. Dreaming of meeting the girl of my dreams, but she need to be saved like I'm Robert Downey. I'm awake, yeah. Hop in the wheel, hop in the Zippo. I can be everything that you never knew you needed. I'll never mistreat you. I just don't know how to reach you. Back to the drawing board. I hit the road alone. I got no home to go to. I hit your town, I roll through. You got a man, I know you. You playing games, you old school. You are the peach, I'm the toadstool. Rolling, rolling, rolling on and on. It's just like my favorite song. Keep playing on and on.
Hey, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, bro? What's happening?
I'm good. You know what this is, right? This is Prophet Radio with your boy Prophet Pete.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Yeah. Now I got a question. That music that was just playing, you know that guy?
Oh, I know him pretty well.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I know that guy pretty well, you know.
Yeah, definitely a vibe. Definitely appreciate the joint. So you want to introduce yourself to everybody or the listeners?
Yeah. What's up, everybody? I'm Steve Sxaks, Philly artist, engineer. Most of you know me from the Marson House Cyphers, the host of the Marson House Cyphers. Some of you guys probably know me from just being a producer for a whole bunch of other people, but some of you may know me as an artist myself. You know, it was a almost 12-year break between albums. Just took that time off to, you know, work on other people's music, but now I'm back just doing what I do.
That's interesting because you had a very and you just kind of like glazed over it real quick. Your whole resume of the stuff that you do.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
and I definitely can understand how that's possible, especially when you're passionate about what you do and the love for music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little about this cypher stuff that you got going on.
Yeah, man, we've been doing those for 11 years now. So we got man, we've had like every like big artist in the underground has come out and done one of those, you know what I mean? And we actually I just got hit up today. I don't want to throw names out there in case it doesn't happen, but about a crazy one that might pop off with some legends. So I'm hoping that actually takes place in the next few weeks. You know, it's been kind of hard with the lockdown. We haven't been able to be open. I think that's what kind of like sparked my my own creativity again, is like we've been closed for 3 months. The city shut us down, and we hadn't been able to do a cypher. So we tried doing a cypher on Zoom. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on some other stuff till we're back open. But yeah, man, those cyphers, like, it's crazy. We have over 500 of them on YouTube at this point. So it's just
that's a pretty significant number there.
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, over 1 million views, over 500 videos. We've just been pushing at them for a long time.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
And the consistency shows for itself.
I think so. You know, it's been dope to be able to like provide a platform for so many like up and coming artists over the years. You know, like people literally, we've had people fly in from Australia just to do a cypher, come into the country, do a cypher, and then eat a cheesesteak and bounce back to Australia.
and being from Philly, the music scene, to me, I don't know, I'm in New York, but the music scene in Philly, to me has like the essence of like what music is, like the beginning of it, the raw music, the raw talent.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. You know, I am a little biased, but I'm biased on like East Coast hip hop in general. But like as far as music goes, man, there's just some great stuff that's come out of Philly, and like stuff that I grew up with. You know, obviously like Beans and like the raps, like the Philly DVD era, like rap stuff was the best. Like we started the studio like right at the end of that, and they filmed the last Hood Stars DVD in the studio. So like that was super dope. You know what I mean? Like that was like our first year being open. And yeah, man, like Philly is just like such an inspirational place to be. And that's what's so funny, because like if you listen to my new album, it's like it does not sound like Philly music at all. Like I just tried to go a whole nother route with it.
Yeah, sometimes there's nothing wrong with I guess I don't want to say trying something new, but just experimenting with your craft.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for a while now, so it's just it felt right. And like I just literally a couple weeks before put out an R&B record with this girl Maji, who's amazing. She actually features on the song you were playing when I popped in. And
Okay.
then I did like a real hardcore hip hop album with this group X'd Out. And I just wanted to do something a little different. Like I did like a boom bap album with this, two boom bap albums with this kid Khan, and we toured Canada and like played all over the place. And I was just kind of like, I want to try something else. So like this new project is all live instruments, like real bass, real guitar, real drums, just real different, kind of mixed like hip hop with punk rock a little bit.
And how does that feel being an engineer and all that you're going, because over the years everything became more like electronic sound. So everything is more, you're using your MIDI keyboard and your pads to make beats, and then you're bringing in real instruments.
I mean, it's definitely like, I am thankful that like I was always exposed to so much music growing up. You know what I mean? Like I would listen to like Nina Simone and the Rolling Stones, and then like Sean Price. Like it would just be like such a weird, collection of music that it really like makes me appreciate the live instruments. So like I mean, I make a lot of beats for people on a machine with MIDI keyboards and stuff like that. That's kind of my go-to for producing for other people. But I do know any instrument you put in my hand, I could play it. So I just kind of decided like, I'm just gonna rock with this for real. Like I'm a dope drummer. I've been playing guitar since I was 12, bass forever. So it's like, might as well just rock out with the real stuff. You know what I mean?
So you played all the instruments.
I played every instrument on that whole album.
Wow. um, I'm not a producer. I'm not an engineer. When it comes to making music, I do my audio stuff and stuff like that. But just to sit there and just imagine what you did to record every instrument and played it, like you were sitting in one place and somebody else was playing it. You went, you did what you had to do, then you put it all together, and that's a raw talent.
I think so. It's just like, I think anybody who has an appreciation for music can like see the hard work that went into it. But, maybe for the average fan, it's like they don't realize how much goes into like making music. You know what I mean? So even just playing a beat on a machine is hard, or being a DJ. Like people don't realize how hard DJing is, or, killing some turntables, killing the guitar, killing the drums. Like that's another level. It is definitely so.
It's not something instant, and I guess with things coming so fast now, people just assume that things are just that easy. Like, hey, I can watch a YouTube video and become a music producer, or I can learn and play the guitar in 10 minutes on YouTube EDU. Like, it's one of those things, and it's just crazy, but they really don't understand.
Yeah, it really is, though. You really can't. YouTube is pretty amazing.
But do you think that that because everything is so fast now that people don't appreciate really good music?
I think that the attention span of people is really short. So you have to create faster. So in a way, I think people don't appreciate it as much. I mean, they definitely appreciate it, but it's just like I said, like a song before, it used to cost you so much to go record. A guitar, nobody could just go buy a $50 guitar, and there wasn't YouTube, and studios were really hard to get into back in the day. So now that it's like, you can pretty much damn near record yourself in your house and and learn to play any instrument for under $100 and get a decent mic. I think that the artists have lost the appreciation for music, which kind of bleeds out into the fans, if that makes sense.
No, it makes absolute sense. And right, and you know, I truly believe in the transfer of energy. And then I do believe that when you create music, you're creating an emotion that people are drawn to. So if you don't even appreciate what you're doing anymore, it actually resonates in your music. And then the fans are just like, oh, okay. And then it's like throwaway t-shirts or whatever, anything that's disposable. Now music to them is just disposable. What? I'll find something new in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about that track I was playing. We're gonna play the whole thing now that you're on. You know, it was just, I knew you was there, but I wanted to make sure you came into your own music. I didn't want you to come into somebody else's. So tell me a little bit about that. That was Rolling Stone, right?
Yeah, Rolling Stone. That one kind of like became the single unintentionally. So like I was saying, like the rest of the album really has like a rock meets hip hop feel. I kind of was trying to blend like some 70s rock stuff and all sorts of stuff and mash it together with hip hop. The Rolling Stone track has like a dance vibe almost to it. You know what I mean? It's got like a very summer vibe. The beat is really upbeat, but the lyrics are kind of like sad, I guess, in a way. But so the song is kind of about like two destructive people who are just terrible for each other in a relationship, trying to like, but not seeing how terrible they are for each other, just like making it, you know, coming together. And the song took off, man. Like we put an extended version on Maji's like R&B album I was talking about called Element. And then that's like the single version on my album. And, you know, it got picked up on like FM stations in London and Israel, and just like, it just shot up, man. Like it got like 12,000 plays in a couple days on Spotify and Apple. And I'm thankful and blessed that any of my songs get heard by anybody, but it definitely wasn't the intended single at first.
Yeah, but that's amazing, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And you know, for it to be picked up overseas, I think that the way technology is now, it's amazing. There were things that it's a blessing and a curse, but there's so many ways to get heard overseas. I haven't really been privy to it yet, but the love for music, especially hip hop music and just music from America.
Oh, it's huge over there.
They appreciate it so much.
They definitely do. They do. And it's funny, like I think like not many people know this, but in that record, I made the instrumental, besides like all the like live instruments, I put weird stuff in there. Like I was spraying an aerosol can as like a shaker. And no joke, in the beginning of the song, you could probably pick it out, I was pissing in a bottle in the booth. And it's just like, it's like, sounds like a rain stick or something. And I looped it up. So it's like the instrumental is like made out of, it was kind of a joke when I was making it. And then it just, people really like it and have no idea I'm just peeing in a bottle.
So let's get into that real quick. So I want you to introduce yourself again and introduce this track.
Yeah. I'm Steve Sxaks, and this is Rolling Stone featuring Maji.
Here we go, y'all.
Been just waiting around, eh? I've been asleep for too long, dreaming of meeting the girl of my dreams, and she need to be saved like I'm Robert Downey. I'm awake, yeah. Up in the wheel, babe, up in the zippo. I can be everything that you never knew you needed. I'll never mistreat you. I just don't know how to reach you. Back to the drawing board. I hit the road alone. I got no home to go to. I hit your town, I roll through. You got a man, I know you. You playing games, you old school. You are the peach, I'm the toadstool.
Rolling, rolling, rolling on and on.
Rolling Stone. You checked the lock on the door. That was so long ago. How can you say that I ain't paid forward? Life is a roller coaster. Blinking, it's almost over. Fading to black, hop in the back. I'll take the wheel, I'll show you. Baby, I need you. Pop in a pill, I pray for amnesia. I can't deceive you, really a fool. I'm really the seeker. I know you ain't mean it, living without you, falling to pieces, sipping this liquor, smoking this zip, but liver's depleted. Guess I don't need it. Whoa.
Rolling, rolling, rolling on and on. It's just like my favorite song.
Yeah, so definitely vibing with that track, definitely feeling it, and to get a damn is important, right? Because we bring Chris Tucker
Yeah,
out.
that's important.
Yeah. We got to bring Chris Tucker out and make sure we have him say what needs to be said about the track.
I see. Like, I feel like that track is just something that anybody can relate to. Like when you're listening to it, like it's upbeat, so you don't feel like, there's sad songs that just make you feel like sad, but that's kind of like a sad song. It's like, oh yeah, I know that feeling. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, I remember those days, but I'm over it now, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
So did you experience that? Because usually when people make music, it's either they experienced it or they know someone that did.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think everybody's experienced it, but yeah, everything I write is very much based off of like my life. So it was definitely an experience. I went through like a pretty like wild divorce, and then just a friend of mine had passed away. Rich Quick, the legendary Rich Quick, he had passed away, and just was feeling at such a super down point in my life. And then that was like the first song I started making for this project, and the music was just so upbeat, and then that was just the words that came out. I always hum like a melody when I'm doing music, and that was just like, it had that vibe to it, and then I just filled in the words in the booth, and that was just kind of how it happened.
Yeah, well, I could definitely say with pain you brought joy.
That's a beautiful way to put
it. hey, somehow you make it work, and what they say, get lemons, make lemonade kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like that track definitely, like, you hear the disconnect in the relationship within the track, but it's like the beat and everything else just like it really does uplift you, no lie. You like, it really does. It's like, damn, that's really messed up. But hey, and then you just start bobbing your head and start bouncing, and you just go with it.
We did like a little video for that version of the track. That's it's like a girl just like roller skating and like roller coasters and stuff, and it just looks so happy. Like you would never like think that it's crazy. And like we want it for the extended version. We actually want to like rent out a roller skating rink and like do like an old like 70s like party kind of thing in there. Like that's what we're planning on. But yeah, the video that's out now is just so happy. It feels like the best days of summer or something.
Well, hey, you know what? I think the message you were conveying and the feel good part of it is all there, and I could definitely appreciate that. So, sure. What else are you planning on doing? Because we're kind of, the United States is not going in the right direction with things right now. So things opening up I know we're in the phases of opening up, but there's other places that are shutting back down.
Yeah.
We don't seem to be affected right now like everyone else, but we did open up a lot later than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, that's like we're actually allowed to open back up on Friday. So, people can start coming and booking sessions again. Um, and we added some new engineers to the team, and we're ready to just go full force with the studio, with the ciphers and all that. That's going to be business as usual. As far as like music goes, I mean, like personally, I got like 4 more different things coming out this year. I'm dropping instrumental projects for pretty much everything I put out this year. And then I'm re-releasing my first album from back in like 2009. That only ever came out as like a physical CD, and then like when Dat Piff was popular, it was on there. So like now that there's Spotify and all this other stuff, and we have a deal through Sony Orchard and Humag Distribution, so it felt like the right time to bring that back out to the world. So like I'm definitely staying busy, and I just had a kid too, so and
Congratulations.
thank you. That's been like the best thing in my life, and then on top of that, like just staying really like, I'm like a huge activist, like so like I've been on my shoebox or my soapbox out here, just like yelling at people, and I'm planning on keep doing that too until we actually see some real change in this country.
Yeah, I think what I'm afraid of is that, and we've seen it time and time again, is that we're good at shouting out loud for like a whole good 15 minutes. And then after that, we're just like, all right, back to normal.
Yeah, everybody kind of forgets what's going on, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Honestly, I think these young kids, I teach a lot of younger kids like how to produce and stuff at different schools. And the young kids, man, they're out here setting up rallies and protests all the time. They're really riding the Generation Z kids. I'm proud of them. Like, I don't think they're going to slow down, honestly.
And I think where the difference is for them, it's like we're probably around the same age, or at least close enough to it to kind of relate to what I'm about to say. And when we were growing up, when we was in school, there were certain things that they taught us and we were educated on, and it was a whole bunch of protests, and there were certain things they put in front of us that were like, hey, in order to get results, you got to do things this way, or maybe, and this, that, and the third. And we kind of, in a way, we started to take not a passive approach, but more of a non-violent approach to things. And we had people to lead us by example. And over the years, a lot of the younger kids now, they took a lot of those things out of school.
Yeah.
So they don't teach them those things anymore. You can probably run into a younger kid and be like, who is Malcolm X? And then like, who? He's a rapper or something? Like that's what they would think. And they wouldn't understand the differences between those things. So what they know is, in a way, they know how to express themselves by turning all the way up.
Yeah.
Like they turn all the way up. And it's like, oh crap, some of the stuff I see them do, I'm like, you guys do realize that you just recorded it and you're basically reposting it, so you're telling on yourself, and it's like you don't even care.
Yeah, I wish that people would be a little smarter about like going out there with their face showing and being on camera and everything, but I can't knock what they're doing, because we're seeing, like Mississippi changed their flag. Like that's a huge deal. NASCAR got rid of the Confederate flag. That's a big deal. The Marines, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, they're all getting rid of it. It's just like their stuff is changing. It just took a little bit of violence and burning down the.
And I think, for a police precinct to be burnt down, like to be set on fire, like that was something that we would have heard of back in the days. It was like it would fear the police and this, that, and third. It's just like, so what?
These kids are fearless, man. These kids are fearless, and I'm behind them in whatever way I need to be, just because my daughter is mixed race, and I just saw something the other day. A biracial girl in like Nebraska got set on fire at a car stop, and that just makes me sick. Like I think about my daughter, like that being her, and I just don't feel like there's time, and there's just no. It's not a difference of opinion. These racist people, like this is just like you're a bad person if you think this stuff. Like you got to go, and if we got to burn your building down, then so be it. But that's how I feel about it. I've definitely lost a few friends preaching.
But but it's true. I gotta say that there are, over the years, in the recent years, we haven't had as much of the results that we are getting now.
Yeah.
We're like right now in just the last few months.
Yeah.
Like there's so much stuff changing. And it's like, wow, like it's crazy. The image of the African American general NASCAR driver, I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, Bubba Wallace.
There you go, Bubba Wallace. The image of him and all the NASCAR drivers walking behind him, that was amazing.
Yeah, I've never watched a NASCAR race in my life. I'm about to buy that kid's jersey. Like, it definitely was amazing.
Yeah. So, the Confederate flags coming down and things like that is just truly amazing. Like you said, there's a lot of results happening, and being able to identify with those things, because we grew up watching those things, and it was like, it didn't matter what we said, nothing ever happened.
Yeah, now they got a little fear. I'm definitely I can't stand Trump, but I'm also no Biden fan. I think Biden's a racist as well. I think he's had 40 years in politics where he's written some pretty crazy laws, but I think that we're on the way to the change that we need, and which would be wild because there's a lot of good music coming out right now. You know what I mean? Like once everything's over, we're gonna miss out on this great. Like I feel like everybody is dead prez right now, but so it's definitely. But I'll sacrifice the great music for some great way of life.
Yeah, because it's something that our children would get to enjoy, and our children's children, our great grandchildren, and as long as it continues, a better life for them, and as parents, that's what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a wonderful thing. So we're gonna get into this next track.
Oh, what you got next?
Which one do I have? Mad Leather.
Oh, okay, Mad Leather. So I take it you're not no censoring on this station here. I wasn't sure.
No, we good to go.
Okay, cool. Because Mad Leather is definitely like the more like it's got a lot of like it's like a super collective of amazing MCs on there. It's got a lot of foul language on it, but it's dope, man. It's like mixed. Do you remember that soundtrack for Judgment Day or Judgment Night that had like they were matching like crazy people like Ice-T and Slayer and like it's kind of that vibe.
Well, that's freaking good music though, because that's memorable music.
Oh yeah, I love that soundtrack. That thing was crazy.
So introduce this track for them, so this way they know what it is and who you are again.
So again, I'm Steve Sxaks. This is Mad Leather, and it's with my Corfu brothers. It's got Mason, Trey Digga, Spaz Black, Frankie Deems, and I think this track will speak for itself.
All right, here we go, y'all. Oh, wait, why the hell it went in reverse? We don't need it to go that way.
And this is it in reverse.
Fucking touch my guitar! Worth more than your life! Break break with the likes of you. Ah, red leather, red leather. Why do you think I like you? Why don't you choose to die? My guitar's worth more than your life. Bet that it burns inside you, being on the losing side. My guitar's worth more than your life.
Cars don't play, fuck what you made. You gon' pay, gon' catch that fade and beat in the post. Leave y'all smoke, crush y'all hopes, gon' kill y'all ghosts. Coach Bombay came to rhyme today. Close to braving that last crusade. Nigga make head, no I don't. Iron throw my heart like stone.
Yeah, whipping out the bag and sniffing. The only way you know, boy, you had an epiphany. While I'm laughing like Aladdin and Christine. You're only right about it, killing like Agatha Christie. Fuck what you heard, fuck what you think. I'm the big bad wolf to you succulent sheep. Keep you awake at night like the bugs in the sheets. Put your gun in your mouth, that's a butt to your teeth.
Don't touch my guitar, wreck Philly, fuck nigga. I'm acting real leathery, not acting tough with you. I ain't gonna bluff with you. I'm using a knife. Bitch, this guitar that I got is worth more than your life. I ain't playing no games. I'm freaking beams at your kneecaps. Let it speak with the reverb. Trey nigga with the feedback. Mason with the move so you can't move with the still slot. Mikey eyes with the lens caps. You get the still shot.
Don't fucking touch my guitar! It's worth more than your life! Break with the likes of you! Ah! Red leather! Oh! Red leather! Why do you think I like you? Why don't you choose to die? My guitar's worth more than your life. Bet that it burns inside you, being on the losing side. My guitar's worth more than your life.
It's Corfu. Your favorite band is back. There's no good outcome like the Bandersnatch. You get smashed if I switch from joy to rest. King Bradley, I'm living in my life for less. My hotline blinging, Gene with the updates, with the crossover, smooth with the punk thing. You can't stun on me, you super D. Bell pattern borders got your super thing. Yeah.
I can't break like the whip from Christine. Donuts on your lawn like I'm fucking 16. But keep your paws on my fucking 6th string. The spaz gonna smack you like a K&A fiend. Mighty Max with the pocket toys. Hey, Nick Nitro with the rocket boy. Neo Geo with the metal slug. I'm Sxaks with the spirit gun. Mad leathery.
Hey, you can't fuck with me. And if they got love for me, cause I'm so leathery. I'm so leathery. Motherfucker, I'm leathery. And you can't fuck with me. And if you got love for me, cause I'm so leathery. Yes, I'm so leathery. I'm leathery.
Red leather!
Damn!
Man.
Yo, like, not for nothing. All right. We had, hold on, I don't want to get this wrong. We had Rolling Stone,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had Mad Leather. Right?
Yeah.
Now, listening to those two tracks themselves, you would not think that they're made by the same person.
No, not at all.
Definitely not. But like, I was really rocking with Rolling Stone, but Mad Leather, bro, that right there, I think that's my joint right now.
Yeah, Mad Leather is definitely more like there's a lot to Mad Leather. Like Rolling Stone, that's the pop song. That's for anybody. You know what I mean? Like that's Mad Leather's not as easy to digest. You know what I mean? It's got like for the average music fan or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, the funniest thing about Mad Leather, that was like based off of this kid who came into the recording studio one day, and he had like bumped into my guitar, like not even meaning anything. Like it was just an accident completely. But I just like flipped out on this kid. I said, don't fucking touch my guitar. It's worth more than your life. And my friend again who passed away, he was there. He said, bro, that's a little harsh. I don't think he meant to touch your guitar. Oh, did I lose you completely? Oh no. I think I lost you. Let me see. I don't want to keep talking if I lost you here. I don't know if the audience is still on. Well, this is interesting. I guess I'm gonna end the meeting. Like maybe I'll stay in. Anyway, just in case other people are still listening, I don't know if it's live or not. That's kind of how it came about. My friend Rich just said, "You're acting mad leathery." He made that up. It just was like, you're pretty much being a dickhead. So now that's what we just all say, and we made that wild song, Mad Leather. Let me see how I can get my guy back on here.
We are still here. We are still here. We are definitely still here. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I saw you were frozen. And I just was talking. I was like, oh.
And then I'm looking at you and I'm like, you're frozen. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Zoom. But
it wasn't zooming then.
yeah, I don't even know where the last part you heard me, but yeah.
You was talking about the track, and you was talking about how the last part I heard was you was talking about Rolling Stone and how it was like a summary kind of thing, and then Red Leather.
Yeah, so the Mad Leather track it happened because some kid came in the studio and like bumped into my guitar, and it was some kid that we didn't like at all, and I said, don't fucking touch my guitar, it's worth more than your life. And my boy Rich, he was just like, hey, that I don't think he meant that, bro. Like he was trying to like stick up for the kid. He's like, you acting a little leathery right now, like, because I was wearing a leather jacket, so he's just like making fun of me. And then it just kind of became like a group slang, leathery just meant you were just being a dickhead, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So like you're just angry. So we just made this song called Mad Leather, and the whole like chorus for the song is don't touch my guitar, it's worth more than your life. And you know, and then even the singing part, like my guitar is worth more than your life. It's kind of like a joke, but we kind of treated it like a cipher. Everybody got, you know, a couple bars to just tell the story in their own words.
yeah. Well, you know, I definitely vibe with that one. Like, definitely do appreciate. Whew, like, and then it brought me back to like, you know, a lot of those collabs. And I think if we had more of those, where we have, you know, like the rock and roll meets hip hop,
Yeah,
type,
yeah.
more of that. Because you know, depending on where you grew up, like listening to rock, it was like, what are you listening to? What is that noise? But if you really took the time out to listen, there was some really good music out there from the rock and roll genre.
Yeah, I think especially now, you know, a lot of stuff is getting mixed up more. Like there's these younger cats like Denzel Curry and all these guys who are doing that. They're not afraid to like put some screaming or some rock guitar or any of that kind of stuff in their music now. And that I think that there's always been a like 3 6 Mafia has been doing it forever. And there's always been this like underground element that's kind of kept that genre bending alive. But it is starting to, you know, like become more popular. And I think people like Tyler the Creator have like shown kids it's okay to be like weird and like
Yeah.
just go in your own way. So now there's so many people doing it that it's not even different. You had your Little Peep and and I'm not even personally like a huge fan of any of these people, but I can appreciate what they're bringing to the table. They're like showing kids like, you know, it's okay to just go your own way. You don't have to wear a Sxaks anymore and be like wild. So it's like whatever. I just appreciate anybody who makes music, man. Like I don't try to down talk anybody's stuff.
Yeah. So being from Philly, now this may be a controversial question, right?
Okay.
Just in general, as far as 6ix9ine and the moves that he made when he came out of jail.
Okay. I personally, I'm not a fan again of him. I'm not a big fan of snitching, and you know I know a lot of the guys personally that he's beefing with too, and it definitely goes very much against the Philly culture and New York culture. But you know, I can't hate on somebody who's trying to make a living off music, even if I personally don't like it. So like I don't like what he did. I think his music is honestly garbage, but I mean he's a young kid and he's making money off of what he's doing, and I guess he's kind of proven that people don't care anymore or something. I don't know. It's just not my personal cup of tea, but
yeah, and I think you know, like you were talking about Tyler the Creator, like he's not afraid to be his unique self.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that just in artistry, not just 6ix9ine, but just in artistry in general, with so many people wanting to mimic someone else, that people tend to gravitate to the people that dare to be different.
Yeah.
And I think that to have a successful career in this industry, you have to be different. You have to just say, hey, this is me, and accept me for me, and that's it.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I think that there are a lot of clones, especially on like mainstream music. You know, there'll be one guy who starts getting popular, and then there'll be 50 of those dudes in the next couple months. You know, there was like the Juice World guy, and then all these other people popped up. And it's like, oh wow, this is like a whole wave of music. And then there's, you know, right now it's the conscious wave that's back. I don't know if you saw the BET Awards, and even though a lot of that was a corporate pandering that I'm not really with, it's still a lot of people are putting it in their lyrics. So I'm okay with that, but now it's going to be the new thing that's hot. And again, that like bars are coming back because you got people like Griselda and you got Drake out here shouting out Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of wild that might be the next wave is people actually rapping and not just talking some bullshit.
If that is the wave, I am definitely up for it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
For
I
it.
grew up on that kind of stuff. Like my top people are, Sean Price. First concert I went to, I was 15, I think. It was the Jesus Price tour. And that was like life changing. It was Sean Price, Jedi Mind Tricks, Reef the Lost Cause. So like Sean P, that's always been top 5. Then like Beanie Siegel, Pharaoh Monch, like MF Doom. I love Doom. Like I always have liked that kind of stuff. So I mean, I've grown more. I used to be like a music elitist, and I couldn't like understand why anybody would find anything good in like any of the new school music. But like working with some of the younger kids and like really just opening my eyes, it's not bad. There's some good stuff in there. It's different. You know what I mean?
It is different. And it's just like, when you start to listen to new music, it takes a little while. You might not like it at first, and then you hear it a couple of more times, and it's like, you know what? Then you start vibing to it, and you start moving to it. Some of the stuff I don't get. Some of the stuff I'm like, yo, that's really a dope song.
Yeah,
and
I'm right with you on that.
Yeah, and it's like, I just think that if people open up their minds a little more, we can probably make some real dope music with, as you said, well, it's not really genre bending because it's just like an extension of hip hop. Mm-hmm. But bringing those things together and doing more collabs will actually, bring more acceptance on both ends, where the younger kids will start to listen to more conscious rap and bars and stuff like that.
Anytime I go to a new school and I get like a new group of students, I'm always trying to throw them some classic hip hop to check out. And I was teaching at a school in Houston called Workshop Houston, and we have 5 recording studios in there. And every studio we named it after a different era of music. So like EPMD had one of the studio names, like a Michael Jackson room. Like we just like took, all these different like eras from like the 70s up till now. And I let the kids come up with it, but I would like give them guidelines on like who was the most influential at this period of time. And it's really dope how they like did their research on it and like checked out stuff and like appreciated like the lyricism, you know what I mean? So I think there are kids who want that, and it's gonna happen. Like I said, you got Benny, you got people like J. Cole and Kendrick who, despite how people feel about them, a lot of like boom bap heads, they are speaking and they are rapping. So it's a lot different than the little Zans of the world and all that.
Yeah. And those guys, I definitely appreciate their music and them keeping that conscious rap alive. Like even with J. Cole, it was a lot of the stuff that he said went over a lot of people's heads. And for me, it was always Chaining Day.
Yeah.
And it was like people were like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, but you don't even get it. Like, you're not getting it right now. And during the era of hip hop, the beginning of hip hop, they always, back then when hip hop was fresh, they had the rapper starter kit. Gold chain, fancy car, big house, and a bunch of money. We have a different version of the rapper starter kit. Colorful hair, tattoo on the face, and just crazy stuff. But it still happens. It just changes up a little bit. And if they would listen to that song, they would really, if they paid attention to what's happening in the industry and then paid attention to that song or open up their mind a little bit to understand it, they would get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to say, but we actually come to an end.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, bro. No sorries. Like, it was good. It was a good time.
Yeah, but definitely, yo, we're gonna do this again.
For sure.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do this again. I would love to get some more of your music and really chop it up with you some more, and some of the guys that you guys are doing the cipher with and everything. So, I think I have your contact information. If not, we can talk on social media,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll get all that set up, and we'll definitely chop it up some more.
Hey, like I said, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate your platform and giving me, a few minutes to speak and play some music. So, thank you very much, and keep on going, bro.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, and I thank you for blessing us with the music that you make and for the education that you push out there and teaching the youth and working with all these artists. Because without you, there wouldn't be what we got coming out nowadays.
Oh yeah, and I think your next guy who's after me, I think he's been on one of my ciphers before. So ask him about if he did a Marston House cipher.
Okay, I will.
It's Ray, right?
Yeah, Ray Pearson.
Yeah, I'm almost positive he was on one of them. So I ask him about that.
I bet.
All right, bro.
All
All
right,
right, have a good one. Peace.
yeah. So you already know who it is. It's your boy Prophet Pete, and we here in the building. And we do it like no other show, no other station, because WEMS stay popping, y'all. And we got all types of lineups going on, and we got all types of artists really doing what they do in the building. And next up, we got the one and only, Ray Pearson in the building, right? And we're gonna start off by playing his track Satisfaction, y'all. And here we go. Ray Pearson in the building.
Your reign on the top is short like leprechauns as I crush all you whack MCs and rapper thugs. That was refreshing. Yeah. You can catch me in the Mecca, looking so mean. Blue Yankee fitted while I'm chilling with my team. Madison Square on the sideline screaming. Coach put me in and I'm on, now I'm beasting. Hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them out. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them out. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them out. Oh yeah. Yo, you can catch me on the front line, looking like a Sergeant, BX, all the way to Jersey will be marching. SB, Cool D, Mellow, bring the squad in. Call me Ray Moses with the flow that I be parting.
Damn!
Yo, what up, my guy? How you doing?
What's good? I'm good. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah, you were doing some Make Street joint a little while ago, like you was like sitting on the wall because you was like sideways. But we good.
Oh
now.
yeah, no, I had to turn my phone and shit.
Nah, but we good now. Yo,
What?
Bronx is in the building. You still in the X?
I mean, at the moment, I'm not, but you know, I mean, like, I'm bouncing back and forth. I still got like 99% of my family still out there, so I'm always there. So
I'm see you repping that flag on your chest.
yes, sir. Boricua gang. Huh?
I am telling you, Jatu Sabe. Right? Yo, and when we used to tell the girls while the girls walking by, yo te cojo te mojo, yo, that's it, it's a rap. Puerto Rican gang. That's the way we do it.
Sir.
And we didn't have a parade this year.
Yeah, man. COVID messed a lot of things up for me. COVID really it did a number on me as far as every plan that I had. I think I can truly say that in my heart I felt like there was a great chance that I would have performed in the 116th festival, but with everything that happened, it really ruined everything for me.
Yeah, like it's crazy because a lot of people had plans for 20 because it's no matter how much we don't want to pay attention to it, like people look at the new year and like those even numbers, like you know, a 2010 or a 2020, a 2000. Like they look at those numbers like those are monumental years to make movements. I guess it's easier to
Yeah.
remember, right? And
Right.
and it's like 2020. There was a lot of things that, you know, the station had planned, Prophet Radio had planned, and it was a lot of things shifted because we had to adjust.
Right.
And South by Southwest got canceled. Like these are things that it just didn't affect some people. It affected everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I was supposed to release a project this year, and because of everything, it just like it didn't happen, and then it forced me into a tough spot to the point where I had to sacrifice 5 songs from my project just to put towards an EP, just to keep the momentum going and build up towards the project. Now, like it killed the plans for the second single. It just this year really was, what I mean, and that second single would have been something that I pushed towards the festivals. Like there was this whole game plan, and COVID just it really knocked me back in my chair. Like, nah, not this year.
But you know, well, you don't gotta say not this year. Probably some of the plans you had, you might not be able to complete them. But
Right? Yeah.
I did hear a few things that you said that I can tell you would actually, which very commendable due to the fact that you made adjustments because of
Mm-hmm.
what you had planned, and you like, wait, I can't just disappear. I got to make
Right.
moves, and I got to do something because I got to keep you, as you said, you got to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And as an artist, that says a lot because there's a lot of people that call themselves artists that COVID-19 hit, and this was an excuse for them not to do anything.
Right.
And it was like if you wasn't able to get to the studio or whatever, they had to be something that people, you know, a lot of artists have stuff that they didn't put out. Put something out, do something,
Yeah.
get on a live, do some interviews or something. You got to do something to keep yourself relevant.
Yeah. And that's one thing. And shouts to my manager, Katie K. Like that's one thing that we definitely we that we attacked was the interviews. And then on top of that, I started quarantine and rap every Thursday. At the beginning, it was just like, oh, I'm going live on Facebook and Instagram. Jump on the live, let's chat, let's chop it up, boom, boom, boom. And then after a while, I just started, hey, you want to come on my live stream and let's just talk. Like I don't like I kind of, like the whole format of an interview, that's what I try not to do. I more so try to have discussions on my shit, and like pick the brain of some artists and what I can possibly get out to other artists. So it's not only coming from one person. Maybe there's different things that you can do to help the situation, especially now that everybody is going through the pandemic and it's still quarantine. And it's just that's what we pretty much did to because I couldn't physically go to certain interviews or even perform. So I was like, what the best thing I could do right now is just try to get as many interviews as possible and just keep the momentum going, keep building towards what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense because now, even though it's summertime, you got a lot of people watching because they stuck in a damn house and they don't got much to do. So
Right.
you out there and you pushing yourself out there. The fans that might have came out to the show or couldn't make it out to the shows that you would be performing at, they're like, hey, I can watch them right here in the comfort of my own home. And
Right.
God bless technology for allowing us to be able to do that. And
Yeah.
a lot of things, because if we didn't have social media and Zoom and all these other things, it would be really bad out there in these streets.
No, you're 100% correct.
Now, now I know that your music is on several platforms,
Yes.
streaming platforms. Now, how do you think that this would have affected you if we didn't have those platforms and everything was still hand to hand CDs?
Well, that all really depends on the situation. Because if this was back then, I'm pretty sure one way or another, there would have been something. Then I mean, at the time there was still MySpace. You could, go to your park and do something, do something.
Yeah,
Because it's and that's another thing for me too. Because after my job shut down, this gave me the I had time and I still have the time, and I worked on myself. I was weight wise, I was bad, and it was just I had like right before I started my diet, I had got sick. I don't think it was COVID related because it was just a cold and I didn't have the symptoms. So once that blew over, like I didn't give my body a chance to gain the weight back from what I lost when I was sick. I went straight to the doctor and I started my diet. So, as a human being, outside of being an artist, I needed this time because last year alone I worked 7 days straight. So this shutdown, I needed the time to rest and get myself back to being in a healthy place.
yeah, and that's good because it gave you a lot of time to think and focus.
Yeah.
And I think that although there's a lot of situations that are going on, the the having the city shut down, the world shut down, basically, it
Hmm.
it really made people sit down and think about
Yeah.
this move instead of just being caught up in the rat race, the everyday hustle. Because
Hmm.
especially when you're from New York, I don't know if people really hustle like that anyplace else, but being from New York, I just know it's always a hustle, it's always a grind. You're gonna have people trying to hustle you out of your socks around here, and it's just you gotta always stay on top of it, so you always moving.
Yeah, and then it's like I've heard from a good amount of people that they would tell me as like, "Oh, I'm going crazy in my house, nothing to do, I'm so bored," and I'm just looking at them like, man, like this for me in a way it was a blessing because I needed the rest. I wasn't happy. My weight was like out there,
It's out there.
and it was just like I needed this. This was like, yeah, I might have not recorded as much. I tried to do little things as an artist to keep the wheels rolling a little bit, but for me I think the most important thing that I did was really work on myself, get that rest that I needed, and like I got the chance to be around my family that last year I really didn't have the time to be around them. So this time I got to be around them more and engage with them more and just work on myself. And for me, like, music is important, but your health is important. Living long is important. Watching your either your kids or your nieces or your nephews, watching them being able to be healthy to a point where you get to watch them grow up, that's important. Music is always gonna be around. You're not always going to be around. So
Yeah,
that time, take that time to really like, mend whatever you think, whatever it is you need to fix, and appreciate the time that you do have on earth.
yeah, because it's crazy, and I don't know, whenever you get back in the booth and you start recording, I believe that because you took the time out to find yourself, fix yourself, better yourself, that is
Hmm.
going to reflect in your music.
Oh yeah.
We're going to see a different Ray Pearson come that next joint you drop after this open up.
Oh no, I got something in the works. The first, the single for the EP, it's in the works. Like it's already done. I'm just waiting for the final version, and then from there it's just video and just prepping the release of the EP.
And I can't wait to hear it. So what we're going to do real quick is, you know, because I brought you into your satisfaction. Well, what we're going to do is I want you to actually introduce this track for us. Tell them who you are and what we're about to listen to. Then we're going to get into it and we're going to chop it up.
Is this the first track or the second one?
Satisfaction.
All right. Once again, this is your boy Ray Pearson from the birthplace of hip hop, the Boogie Down Bronx, all the way to Hudson County. This is my track right here, Satisfaction, on Beast Uncaged, produced by who else? Beast Uncaged, out on every streaming platform. Check it out.
Your reign on the top is short like leprechauns as I crush all you whack MCs and rapper thugs. That was refreshing. Yeah. You can catch me in the Mecca, looking so mean. Blue Yankee fitted while I'm chilling with my team. And Madison Square on the sideline screaming. Coach put me in and I'm on, now I'm beasting. Hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them out. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them out. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them out. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can catch me on the front line, looking like a sergeant. BX, all the way to Jersey, will be marching. SB, Cool D, Mellow, bring the squad in. Call me Ray Moses with the flow that I be parting. Pardon me while I shoot for the art when a nigga draws. I'm Ray Charles, eyes sharp when a nigga saw. Come on, dog, you can see a nigga paw. Feeling like fuck the world, my emotions too raw. My name rings bells, I'm kicking down your door. Think you super fly, I put you in disguise like a luchador. So international, my thoughts are on tour. Shorty loves the swag, gotta slurp it through the super straw. This shit was hot about a week ago. I'm AC mixed with Zach, and still screeching though. You can hate, you still peeping though. I be riding through my old hood, mama, now it's time to get it in. So yeah, I'ma do me. Heard they wanted me to win, so yeah, I'ma do me. Heard you thought that I was slacking, well it's time to do me. Shorty wants that satisfaction, well it's time to do me. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Yeah. Fly nigga catch me with a shorty. I'm from the Bronx, but my nigga still pop a 40. Puerto Rican call me Barty. Shorty caught the dick fat is too gaudy. What else? This game I'm about to kick got me feeling like some salt that your bitch about to lick. Like some alcohol, I'm about to lick in this bitch. Then I'm out to the store to cop me a soda and the chick gon' stay grounded. I bet them red lights make you stop. It's my time, boy. I've been ticking like a watch. I'ma push the pin. At the end, it's all about respect. I'm ahead of mine, how I'm standing on top of next. Wow. Pure bars if you rewind it. Said I'm ahead of mine, I guess I have to remind it. My bad, you had to decline it. You wasn't all that, it's time to fall back. Now it's time to get it in, so yeah, I'ma do me. Heard they wanted me to win, so yeah, I'ma do me. Heard you thought that I was slacking, well, it's time to do me. Shorty wants that satisfaction, well, it's time to do me. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Who else? This shit is poppin'. All you other rappers know your shit is flopping. Hollybugs, this shit is knocking. They sending shots, I'ma tumble with the blocking. I'm not the type to talk about I pump lead or this money. I'm trying to double up like bunk beds. I'm tired of living life broke, fuck that. This money I must stash like it's under the nose. Hold up. Ray getting funky on them. Let's rock Al Bundy on them, funny on them. I go bananas, I'm a monkey on them. I'm addicted to rap. Guess what? I'm a junkie on them. I'm causing riots when the rally starts. And one when I cross lines, I tally marks. Ray Pearson, I ain't with the slacking. You can call this satisfaction. Now it's time to get it in, so yeah, I'ma do me. Heard they wanted me to win, so yeah, I'ma do me. Heard you thought that I was slacking, well, it's time to do me. Shorty wants that satisfaction, well, it's time to do me. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Put your hands in the air, I wanna see you keep them high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ray Pearson, welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else? Who else? I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Get him now, Boogie, get him now, Boogie, get him now, Boogie.
Goddamn, Boogie, where'd you find this?
Yeah. Okay. So you spitting.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what you do? Like you got skills, bro? Like really? Like that's what's up.
I like to think so.
You like to think so? So well, I think you really need to believe in yourself to be doing what you're doing. And if you're doing it, then you know it kind of shows. My previous guest, he said he thinks you guys have crossed paths before, and he's an artist, engineer, and producer out of Philly, and they have these rap ciphers. And he said,
Sxaks.
yeah, okay. He's like, I could swear that he was definitely in the cipher before. He was like, ask him.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Cypher Circuit, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
shouts to Sxaks, you know what I mean, Cypher Circuit alumni.
Yeah. Yo, you know, and how is that cipher life? Like, you know, versus going in a booth and being in the studio, and that compared to that cipher life.
Well, the difference, and you know, it's like, you know, when you go in the booth, I mean, you can still get lyrical when you go in the booth, but for me, it's like when it comes to ciphers and you know, the ciphers that I've done where Sxaks has been at, it's been live ciphers, not like pre-recorded. So it was like you're in a room with a bunch of people watching you. So it's like all eyes are on you. And then it's like you just tap into this energy that you know you don't really get to tap into when you step in the booth. Because it's like, you know, for the most part, when you go into a studio, you're going to record music and display your creativity and how artistic you can get as a writer, as opposed to ciphers where it's like skill, performance, flow, the whole package. And for me, it's not so much competition for me. It's more so it's like I get to morph into this person, and it's like it's all in how are you gonna paint this canvas that was given to you. Right now the paintbrush is in your hand, and it's like the canvas is yours, paint away. And that for me is like when stepping into any cipher, whether it's pre-recorded or live, is now I get to go, instead of just going straight, it's more so like I'm just gonna hit you from every angle that I can possibly get you from. I want you to grasp everything that I'm about to say. And you know, it's just, for me, that's fun. Because it is like I get to tap into this part of me that I gotta, like, you know, put away. I can't always bring that person out. So it's like when I get to finally unlock that door, it's like, all right, do your thing. And now it's like it's morphin' time.
Yeah. So which do you? Well, I kind of think I got the answer, but which one do you enjoy more? You know, battle rap, cypher type of situation or going in the booth?
That's that's just the thing. When I started doing like the verses on Instagram for Cypher Circuit, I was in a position where it's like I was at a crossroads because I'm being told from one person, oh, you need to water your music down to a Gucci Mane level, and then it's like Cypher Circuit really helped me realize that there's still an audience for lyricism, and that's what I started doing. Is I have the same amount of love I have for ciphers is the same amount of love I had for being an artist. It's just performing in front of performing in front of a crowd, like a song, and performing live cipher in front of a crowd is two different energies, but almost like the same energy. It's just one, you have to do it, you have to perform your music, you got to promote yourself, you got to go the whole shebang. But ciphers is like I'm in a room with 40 other artists, 40 other MCs, and I got to make sure when I walk out of this room tonight, they know exactly who I am. It's not so much the competition, it's just before you guys chime in on who your favorite is, I'm gonna say something that's gonna rock this room.
Yeah.
And it's just, I have the same amount of love I have for going in the booth, the same amount of love I have for ciphers. It's just two different animals.
Yeah, and it's definitely like when you look at ciphers and being in the booth, it is kind of night and day. And then where the ciphers is like the dark gritty. Like every time I think of a cipher, I just think gritty dark in the back of a bodega or in a basement somewhere. And then when you're in the booth, it's like that's like the daytime, the glitz and the glamour where the nice little videos come from with you in the booth in front of the mic type of thing.
Yeah. It's like, going in the booth, you're more comfortable. The only time you really tap into that lyrical part of you is if you're on a record with someone where that's needed. But like the last cipher I did, I believe Sxaks was there. There was no AC. You're in a room with about 100 people watching you. So it's just like that heat and that feeling uncomfortable. It does nothing but just wake up the beast in you even more. So now it's like, now I feel grimy. I'm getting grimy. I'm not in a good mood. So it puts you in a way better mood. So it's like, like the same amount of, like you said, it's like night and day. The booth, you're more comfortable because you come out of the booth, you sit down in a chair, the AC is probably on, depending on what season it is. But then you go into a cipher and that's that. And then it's like, at least the difference between performing and actually being in a cipher, performing, you're in front of a crowd. Not a lot of the people in the crowd do music where you're in a cipher and there's 50 to 100 other MCs in the room. So there's a lot of impressing to do. There's a lot of egos in the room. There's a lot of I think I'm the shit in the room. So it's like it's a lot to really take in. But I try to stay. I stay away from that feeling because I just don't like to get distracted like that. My thing is you could walk around and think you're the best. That's cool, but just know that if you're in that cipher with me, I'm gonna say something that's gonna. Before you walk out of this room with all the love, I'm gonna make sure when they say, "Oh, this dude killed it," but yo, did you hear what this guy said? That's my thing.
Yeah. Now, I want to touch base on something that you said, and it was somebody told you need to kind of wash down your music a bit.
Yeah.
When you heard that, how did that make you feel?
Well, the person that told me that, I was confused because it's like in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, but yet again, you're supporting this group of MCs that are super conscious rap, and who make music like who's woke and conscience and all this. But it's like, damn, like if anything, you should be trying to push, because that person was supposed to manage me. So at the time, it's like, why not build off that? Why not connect the dots for me to work with them guys and make noise together? Like I already went through a name change. Like I wasn't gonna come up with another rap name. I was just gonna go by my government. And the crazy thing is that I changed my name because like one of the main reasons I changed my name was he was supposed to book me for a show where I was gonna be one of the openers for Redman. So now you got me and you got a bunch of other artists, but he took me off the bill because the name was dark, and compared to the other artists, I'm the only rapper. Everybody else is pretty much, younger and into skateboards and other shit like that. And it's like, but if there's anybody that could relate to me, would be Redman. So it was like, oh, the name was too underground, and and that's another thing that I mean, it helped in the long run because I wanted people to get away from the thought that I can't write anything else. Because maybe I display my lyrical side too much. I just wanted people to realize, like, that's not all there is to me. Like, I like to consider myself a writer, and if they really sat and really listened to my music, they would know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so when he told me that whole thing about watering my sound down to a Gucci Mane, it made me go home, listen to certain beats, and like just freestyle mumble shit in my head on like how it would sound, and it's just like I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. That's not me being me.
So there is no sacrificing for as they say a deal, because many times a lot of artists out here, they sacrifice their sound and what they do and what they truly believe in just to get a deal, just to get signed, just to get that bag.
I mean, I'm not that I'm saying that I would, but it's like, you know, the current state that the industry is in, that's not something that I would even be interested in. If anything, if you're gonna bring something to the table, if it's not a distribution deal or something like, I don't know, maybe like a publishing deal or whatever, my thing is to stay independent or land on an independent label who's super established to where I can benefit from. But like trying to sign to QVC, whatever label they go by, or Atlantic, it won't happen. That's not what I want.
Yeah, and that's understandable because I talk with several different artists and just people in the industry, and it's like when it comes to the way the industry is set up now, the deals that they were giving out before all the SoundCloud and everything else,
Yeah,
you needed distribution, like you needed the labels to print up CDs. You needed them to print up tapes, to print up records for the DJs and get your
right.
stuff out there because it costs so much. Now it's I can send you my music in the email. We good. You know how much that
Yeah,
cost me? Zero. Like, so I
I
don't need you.
I got Pro Tools right here. I could just record something real quick and upload that shit in a matter of minutes. Like it's not everything is nowadays is really like do it yourself. There's just certain powers that I don't have, and that's where I lack. I know where I lack, and it's just certain things, there's certain powers that I don't have. The skill is there. It's just certain things that people still don't accept unsolicited. So it's like is working my way to get to that because that's an avenue that could help me. So like these major labels. I get it. So and then another thing too with these artists is a lot of these artists are really a good amount of them are really hot for a good 2 to 3 years. Look at all these artists that they've been putting on these freshman covers. I think the last class that we got that you know showed the longevity was the Kendrick, the Cole, the Big Sean, Wale, Meek. I think that was our last bunch of artists that really stood the longevity because since then a lot of these artists that are being put on these double XL covers, where are they?
Yeah, they hiding out.
Exactly. And then there's like the artists that they could have put that are still doing their thing, they totally dropped the ball on those artists. Like Snow the Product. If they would have put Snow the Product on there when they had the chance to, that would have been dope because for their criteria of what they're looking for, she fit everything that they were looking for. I mean, whatever behind the scenes stuff that's happened as to why she wasn't put on. I mean, I feel Double XL dropped the ball on that. In fact, I think the Source needs to make a big comeback. Do something to compete with their freshman class. Revive the whole unsigned hype and just do something different, but do something dope.
Yeah, and in this day and age, it's I don't want to say it's simpler, but there's more ways to reach a larger amount of people for a lower cost.
Yeah, like ads.
Yeah, like it's crazy because the Source magazine, Double XL, and all that. I remember when they were actual physical publications, where the only way you would get them is you had to go into a magazine store. It wasn't even, or depending on
So
where
this,
you at, the
yeah, the
bodegas on
stands.
the corner. Yeah,
Mhm.
so, you had to snatch them up and boom, 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 and you like, oh, okay. Now it's like, yo, I could distribute this. I get people to subscribe to it,
Yeah.
distribute all over the world, and I don't got to worry about printing up one page. One
Mhm.
page. So it's amazing that we are where we are. I think that where the labels are the most beneficial is when it comes to marketing the artist, because
Yeah.
distribution is like, yeah, whatever. But marketing the artist, especially when you have that long money, they can market you. You could be on billboards and things like that, physical stuff that people see, and they don't got to search for you online, that you're like all up in their face kind of thing.
Right.
That's where the majors come in, and
Yeah.
even the independent ones too. I just think that the worst thing that when they developed it, and I guess they didn't think that the artists that are coming out today, that they wasn't going to do their research, was when they came out with 360 deals.
Mm.
360 deals was like, that was like raping you records on the Locks album. Like, we be
Yeah.
raping you. It's like, yo, we can control everything you put out. We get money off of everything you do. It's not just your record sales. We get money off your shows and everything else. And
Merch, all that.
yo, you sell apparel, we get a cut of that. You buy a hamburger, we get a cut of that. Like, it was just everything is crazy. Yeah. And it's real different now, but it's because the industry's changed so much and it's changed so fast. But like you said, nobody's really looking for that artist that is rocking by themselves, calling themselves independent. They want to mess with those artists that have that big name attached to them. It's like, oh, you really doing something.
And they've been and for a while now, they've been capitalizing off the artists that are in gangs. And then it's like as soon as it goes south, the label, it's like that Homer Simpson meme where he backs into the bushes. It's just like that. Bobby Schmurda had him dancing on tables looking like a fool. Gets locked up. What the label do? Back into the bush.
Right.
You know, is 6ix9ine
That
back
right
into
there,
the back into the
back
bush.
into the bush, and then somebody came out the bush and gave him 10 mil. And now, but you know, that's when I say capitalizing at its finest, because being a hip hop head and understanding what has happened in the industry for many years. When 6ix9ine was locked up, and I heard that he got a $10 million deal, but when he got released, I was like, whoever signed him and gave him that $10 million deal, they were the smartest motherfuckers ever. Because 6ix9ine, God bless him, but I don't know how he's still alive. But giving him $10 million, we all know, as history has repeated itself, a dead artist makes more money. Artist that is dead makes more money than they're alive for the labels, because now everybody's looking for their music, because there's no more of their music. They can't make any more music. They're gone.
And that's the thing with 6ix9ine. Like, you know, like despite everybody calling him a rat and shit, like when he goes on those rants, he spits a lot of gems.
Yeah.
And you know, I think, you know, and the thing that everybody calling him a rat, I just think that that's, you know, that's a trend that everybody's following, because be put in that position and we'll see what you'll do. If anything, what I feel towards him, I think that he should have did the time for whatever hits he put out on people. And I just think that the deal he cut, I think them deals got excluded. Like, yo, we'll wipe the slate clean if you just tell us what you know. And so he didn't serve the time for the hit, for the shit that he tried to do to Trippy and everybody else. So it's like, you know, that's the only thing I find, you know, that I have against him. But like, can't deny what he's done musically.
You're right. And I can tell you, so many, like, he was taught by one of the best. And 50, you know, mentored him at one point in time. And basically, and you know, 50 is the controversy king. You know, 50 will say something, 50 will blow anybody up. He will blow your whole shit up and got everybody looking at you funny.
Fifth is a good strategist, like,
and what 6ix9ine did, and what 6ix9ine is doing, is utilizing those strategies to propel him and keep him where he's at. Like, people like, oh, how you gonna come out and make music? How you gonna support it? He's like, watch me, I'm number one. Like, he went to number one, and then he puts it out there like, yo, it don't matter how much you hate, and this, that, and the third, I'm gonna put this out, I'm gonna be number one. And then he go to number one. See, I told you. Then it's like, yo, I'm putting something else out. Watch me go to number one. And it got people watching.
At the end of the day, you got Kool Herc, who birthed hip hop, and then deep into that book, that history book, you're gonna come across the page where you got 6ix9ine. People can hate it, deny it, like, nah, he's a rapper, whatever. But when you look in the history book, the hip hop history book, at the end of the day, you get that first chapter, Kool Herc. When you come across that chapter, you're gonna pass the 90s era. You're gonna come into the ringtone era, the snap era, and then when you're gonna get to that chapter where you're gonna come across 6ix9ine. Basically, at the end of the day, 6ix9ine is in the history books.
And it's gonna be a 6ix9ine era. And no matter how much they try to deny it, he's gonna be there. And it's unfortunate. I get what people say and how they feel. You can't tell how to feel. But if you look at it, especially when you in an industry and you look at things with a business mindset, you're like, yo, he's a fucking genius. Like,
by hating him, you're still promoting him. by sharing them videos. Oh, look at this clown, or put in the rat emojis. You're still sharing his music. So what do you think is happening by doing all of that? That's why it's like I put it in a song recently. Nowadays, congratulations comes in a different language.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you congratulations. I can just say that your music is shit and you're trash. What's that gonna do is gonna make somebody like, yo, let me hear what this guy is talking about. They're gonna listen to that music. I was like, yo, what is he talking? This is fire. And what happens now? One person just brought you 50 new fans.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And 50 was a rat. Like, it's crazy, but nobody ever talks about that. Like 50 done some things and got people locked up and all that, and this, that, and the third. Nobody talk about that. But that's why when 6ix9ine, the situation happened with 6ix9ine, he tried to pull back because I guess he don't want people pulling up his old stories or whatever. But you cannot acknowledge a good business plan when you doing 24 million views in less than 8 hours on a video release. Nicki know what she doing. She's like, oh, I don't fuck with rats. But Nicki said, yo, you know what? I'm gonna get to this bag for the moment because I'm gonna lay this little verse and I'm gonna get some bread because it's just going diamond.
And I'm not really a fan of her music since coming out on Young Money. Like, I have not been a fan of anything she's really put out, but that's not me saying that she's whack. I'm just not a fan of the music, the content that she's put out. I know Nicki got talent. I know she could go to work if she needs to go to work. She, like you said, this is a business. It's a business at the end of the day. And she did what she had to do. 6ix9ine is surpassing a lot of artists and he's breaking records, you know. And that's another thing too. Like, I highly doubt 6ix9ine can go to a whole country and pay actors so that kids can take money from his hand. And that's one thing that I gotta, you know, doubt. I mean, he was going out there giving money to the poor. Like, I don't think that he paid all them people. I don't think he paid all them kids, actors. I think genuinely he gave the money to the kids so that he didn't give it to the parents and that the parents not give it to the kids. He specifically put it in the kids' hands.
Yeah.
Call him a rat if you want it, but at the end of the day, like, regardless if someone did something, if you do bad, if you did something good, I can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You did something for the youth that you don't really see anybody doing. So it's like, you know, good fucking job, man. Like,
yeah, definitely. So I want to get into this next track because we're running low on time. So I want to get into this next track. Let me pull it up. And where we at? We got Radio.
Yes, sir. This right here, produced by my guy Simon. This is Radio. This was supposed to be the first single off my project, Apartment 2F. This features my younger brother, Cool D. This is Radio.
Oh, yeah. 1973 till infinity, you shout. As I combine all the juice from the mind, heal up, wheel up, bring it back on rewind. The type of shit that's always on my mind will make me bust around, jump, slip like acrobats. I'm bringing it back for the rap cast. Don't try to backtrack. I leave them out of breath like an asthma attack. Who's that? Do that. Bring that boombox for the boom back. Move back, move back. They getting mad. Tell Jennifer Schultz to call 911 and report these rappers spitting trash. Don't make me snap like a rubber band. A rapper around you like saran. I'll take a girl, smash your girl, and pass it to my next. Live at the moment, deliver the lyrics to my opponent. They flow like a river. These rappers quiver, trying to clone it, trying to dethrone it. I juggle careers until Lord drop. Who wants smoke? You can get these hands like doorknobs. La la. Who's trying to talk that witty shit? Time to bring back that raw gritty shit. This type of shit used to play on the radio. The DJs, the house parties went crazy, yo. What I gotta do to get this shit on back? That raw rap, that boom, bap, bars and flow, yo. This type of shit used to play on the radio. The DJs, the house parties went crazy, yo. What I gotta do to get this shit on back? That raw rap, that boom, bap, bars and flow, yo. Yo, as an innocent infant, running around in scuffed up kicks with relatives who was familiar with street kids. I can't forget about my grandma's house where my teachers went down on some real shit. Who would have ever thought that this revolution would elevate to this conclusion? I inhaled and exhaled when I hear boom bap on raw rap and think like, damn, man, who let this game get so sad? I was a younger recording flex bombs over tracks on my cassettes with the scratches and playbacks. I had to move cautious when the walkers in my hand when I'm walking, man, cause I ain't wanted to skip. My jazz sport is where I kept the heat. Taggings all over my compositions for the competition. Papers were covered with all the art that my brainstorm. Let it rain under my pen, the most lethal weapon of mine. I ain't lying. Man, this is a verse for the soul. Store my writings together, call it the Bible. I see through the evil this game delivers with eye closed. My third eye so bright, it could light the whole city up. I run this game and I ain't never leaving my place. This is tremendous effect. It's a win-win when we get reconnect. I'm taking you niggas to school, call me the bus driver. I'm riding into the wheels fall off. I ain't in no CDL, I'm a class A. I'm my position in this head game. My flow's insane, cool being remember the name. Yeah, it's cool D, nigga, remember the name. This type of shit used to play on the radio. The DJs, the house parties went crazy, yo. What I gotta do to get this shit on the This type of shit used to play on the radio. The DJs, the house parties went crazy, yo. What I gotta do to get this shit on back? That raw rap, that boom, that bars and flow, yo. Yo, remember the name? Cool D, Ray Pearson, yeah, remember the blame. There ain't no taming this. You get a microphone, I swing on them like open relationships. I rap potent, execution to my opponents, so John Tapper. I'm going bar for bars, hard to keep my tabs open. I can't fuck with it. Y'all push buttons, take your names, and then put DJs in front of it. I can't. Y'all got me digging the hate. Let's bring it back for my legends still digging through crates. I said, y'all got me digging the hate. Let's bring it back for this icon still digging through crates. This type of shit used to play on the radio. The DJs, the house parties went crazy, yo. What I gotta do to get this shit on back? That raw rap, that boom, bap, bars and flow, yo. This type of shit used to play on the radio. The DJs, the house parties went crazy, yo. What I gotta do to get this shit on back? That raw rap, that boom, bap, bars and flow, yo.
Okay. Like we're gonna talk about this track a little bit. But what I want to say, and you know, for the people that don't know, you know, when he was talking about this is the type of stuff you used to hear play on the radio, like there was a lot of small little snippets of certain songs that for the people who that really know about the stuff they used to play on the radio versus what you hear now, it took you back. It was like a time warp of music. And it was like, oh shit, word, like we really going there with that? Like, oh shit, I remember that. And I remember that. Yeah. Oh, so definitely. And I can definitely appreciate that.
Word. Yeah, no, I that's when as soon as I heard the beat, I knew I wanted to take it there because it just reminded you of what, you know, like Naughty by Nature, you know what I mean, Fat Joe, like all the, you know, the Fugees, like every, you know, like just that classic time.
Yeah, like when music played on the radio, it was like it was a vibe for real. Like
yeah, like you had to grab that cassette tape from the store because you know something something new was about to play on the radio, so you had to get that song, but then you still have to fill up the rest of the tape so that you could play it in your car. It's exactly I wanted to grasp that. And then my brother, if you listen to everything he says in his verse, like walking with the CD player, trying not to hit it, because when you hit the CD player, it does that skip, like recording the song, even if the DJ brought the song back 20 times, like you heard like them cuts, like he everything that needed to be said on there to get that feeling, we
Yeah,
delivered. And that's one thing, like, I will never disrespect those who came before me and paved that path that that led to today. You know, call people old heads if you want, but you got the students that still respect what was created for them, for me. And
and you know what's crazy to see in the industry is that a lot of the people that paved the way and have been around for many years are actually putting out music again.
yeah,
And it's like, yo, you know what? It's one of those I can show you better than I can tell you. And it's like I'm a little tired of what I'm hearing.
hmm
Put something out. All right, y'all youngins is doing what y'all doing. Okay, salute to y'all. But yo, let me show you how it's done. And
KRS still gets busy, Kane still gets busy. I know Rakim still gets busy. So it's like, like it's just when them artists come out, it's like, I get excited because it's like, oh man, like, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, now I'm like glued in.
yeah, and it's crazy. So what we gonna do? I want you to give your your social media handles. Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find your music, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, with that being said, first things first, I want to thank you for having me on your show. Shouts to the whole WEMS Radio, shouts to WEMS Radio South, shouts to Jamila. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at It's Ray Pearson. Hit me up on YouTube, youtube.com/C/Ray Pearson. Snapchat, I am Ray Pearson. Hit me up. My music is all everywhere. Title. Follow me on Spotify. Follow me on SoundCloud. Rock with me, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yo, so make sure you follow my man right here. And definitely, yo, he battle raps. He be in a booth rapping. Like you can find him everywhere. I'm just saying. So that's what you need to do. And if you listen to his music, you definitely gonna vibe with it, especially if you appreciate good music and you appreciate that. I hate saying old school, because it's just a classic sound of hip hop. And the classic sound of hip hop is just like anything that is classic. It's gonna be good now. It was good then, and it's gonna be good later. So you just gotta rock with it and respect it. And
Yes, sir.
when you're educated enough and respect what was put in front of you and the opportunity that was given to you because people battled for you to actually have this happen, your music and your sound reflects it, and that's very much appreciated.
Thank you.
All right, my brother. So I'm glad we got to meet here, and we definitely going to do this again, and we definitely gonna to vibe out more often. So definitely appreciate you, and I thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night, my G.
Same to you. Thank you.
Yo, so you already know it's your boy Prophet Pete, and we here, and I'm about to play some tunes while we wait for our next guest to pop out, right? While we wait for the next guest to come through, because it is going to be something ridiculous. So while we waiting for the next guest to pop up, I want you to listen to this Leah Wynn, right? Beast mode, y'all. Bronx in the building one more time. Bronx in the building one more time. Yeah. She gonna talk to you.
Russ, let me talk to him. Yeah. Badass with an attitude. Yeah. Leah win. Uptown, boogie down, Bronx, bitch. Uptown. Nigga, don't forget it again. Heard all these bitches wanna fuck with me now. Nah, keep the same energy. CEO, head honcho, Empress, president. Whenever you addressing me, 2-seater skirt in my whip. Drop the top like I'm showing off my tits. Got a crazy nigga that'll pop with a clip. When they hit the target, I hopscotch on a dick. Man down. You're not about the action. You're a noun. Calm my vibes. They hate when I come back around. Make a hot head hoe simmer down. And they know it now, bitch. Number one next to you, zeros. Call me a 10. I am God's, and the next to you, weak hoes. Look at my flex, yeah. I will always be lethal. Why they so vexed? Word to me that I'm going beast mode. That's why they fret, yeah. If a bitch try to get loco, on our face, Timberland logo. Don't let up until we see rojo. Say no names, no more free promo. Shh, I said what I said. You mad your nigga all in my DMs. He know this pussy top tier. He wanna eat it and leave with me all in his beard. You don't compare, I make him bust quick. Pussy so fat, look like a tuck dick. Waist on snatch and thighs is dumb thick. Eyeliner sharp and cut a bum bitch. Shaking in their denim, cause I'm spitting words like venom. Leah got these hoes feeling paranoid, but with no delay to switch blade. Turn your face and your J's to some corduroys. Number one next to you, zeros. Call me a 10. I am God's, and the next to you, weak hoes. Look at my flex, yeah. I will always be lethal. Why they so vexed? Word to me that I'm going beast mode. That's why they fret, yeah. Number one next to you, zeros. Call me a 10. I am God's, and the next to you, weak hoes. Look at my flex, yeah. I will always be lethal. Why they so vexed? Word to me that I'm going beast mode. That's why they fret, yeah. It's Leon. I know they really mad now. They like really motherfucking bad, you know? Killing these hoes. They like, I know they mad at feeling up. I know they mad at singing bitches really fucking killing up. Nah, let me stop. I'm done on these niggas.
It's your boy, yeah. Ha.
Oh,
Yo.
shit.
Oh, God.
Somebody gotta tell her how it is. And not how it might be.
Yeah.
On God. Niggas wanna fly but be afraid to jump. Be built to pop and show your mama she ain't raised a punk. Take it dirty in the field, you gotta face the funk. Cause with money for them bills can come in late this month. You gotta risk a better loss to eat off better folks. Learn how to run shit so that you never walk. Make sure them phones ain't never off. You get caught, never talk. You hoes get paid for brain. Don't take no nickels for your thoughts. Keep them hammers on your hip like guns legal in New York. Cause if you're caught slipping, think within a cost. I seen too many good ones die with keys to a Porsche. Killers go away for college and earn degrees up north. I never seen the good and bad. I bury niggas I thought couldn't die. That got grounded for looking fly. Fresh to death and looked alive. And a nigga that did it ahead of news and looked surprised. He be the niggas that you went to school with. That'll catch you while you in your new whip.
And turn your brains into Cool Whip.
Niggas that you running around getting ass with ain't gon' help you do nothing but carry a casket. It be the niggas that you went to school with. That'll catch you while you in your new whip. They turn your brains into Cool Whip. Niggas that you running around getting ass with ain't gon' help you do nothing but carry a casket. I ain't know what love was till I lost a loved one. You gotta check locations where niggas showing they love from. If your nigga catch feelings for cookies, he love crumbs. But if he get too close to the job, show him you love guns. Niggas be in they feelings like some fresh shoes. Cause they can't profit off your next move. I'm the shit, it is me you gotta excuse me. You know how many winners I let lose. Cause they was trying to cross cost me like some neck jewels. What y'all feeding these rats? It ain't pet food. These are lessons you couldn't learn in your best schools. Like when the money's on the wood, how to make the desk move. Ain't nothing about success, unsuccessful. You bound to get fucked if you jumping in the sex pool. There's levels to this shit, I play by step rules. Like after step one, just know who to step to. Can't be the niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you when you do it. Turn your brains into cool with niggas that you run around getting ass with. Ain't gonna help you do nothing but carry your casket. Be the niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you when you do it. Turn your brains into cool with niggas that you run around getting ass with. Ain't gonna help you do nothing but carry your casket.
Yo, you already know who it is. It's your boy Prophet Peter. We here every Wednesday from 6 to 8. No, yeah, 6 to 8 p.m., y'all. And we do it here every week on WEMS Radio, bringing to you money, life, love, and music. That's how we do it. All the things you need to operate in life, we bring it all, from independent artists, mainstream artists, to comedians, to entrepreneurs. That's how we do it here on WEMS Radio, where there is no other competition. You heard? And we got our next guest that is lined up, and she is about to take parts in the world that we about to bring her into. And it's your girl, HotGyrl. Hey, hey, hey. I can't hear you yet, but you know what? There you go. How you doing, Miss Lady?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm great.
That's good.
Yeah. You know, I'm hearing a little accent there. Like a little bit.
What you hear?
Where you from?
California.
Yeah, I could definitely hear that all over your voice. You probably
I'm from California, but my family is from Texas. So I'm like Cali Texan.
Yo, that is a mixture in itself.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a mixture in itself. You can definitely hear that. You're definitely not from the East Coast. Definitely not from the East Coast. Definitely appreciate you being part of tonight's show.
I appreciate you having me to be part of tonight's show.
Yeah. Oh, like I feel special. I'm about to blush or something. I don't know. Like
that's right. That's right.
But definitely, I want you to introduce yourself to the listeners real quick so that they know who you are.
My name HotGyrl. I'm from the West Coast, Los Angeles, California. And I'm on some hot stuff with my hot music. And I'm out here and I wish everybody support me.
You know, every time somebody says Los Angeles, like that just sounds like super gangster. Like, like it does. No, like for me, it just said Los Angeles, California. Like, I don't even want to go there now. Like, is it okay if I talk to you? Like, it's just that's what it seems like. You know, yeah, I got a reputation, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, so you like the rep? You like, you know what?
Well, we got the gangster rep. Even the music come out. You know, everybody's state have its own parameter in how it sounds.
You're right. Definitely, you're correct. And I think it's crazy because I forgot, I had an artist up, I can't remember his name, but he actually came up to the station from Cali, and he was, I want to say he was from South Central, like he was in the hood, like super.
That's where I come from.
Yeah, he was in the hood. Like it was one of those things where he actually had a I forgot. Well, here we would consider it like a corner store bodega, but what he showed me when he showed us the store and what it looked like, that wouldn't be. I guess it would be like a Stop and Shop or whatever you guys would call, like the
corner stores.
Yeah, like a corner store, but it was kind of big. It's not like our corner stores here. Our shit is real tiny. Like they're really, really small. We don't got
Where
everybody.
are you located? New York?
Yeah, we in New York.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta come out there to visit.
yeah. Well, you can't come out here now because
Right.
they
Right.
ain't let nobody do nothing right now.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, but the corner stores
Yeah,
out in LA, they kind of big. They is kind of big, and they sell some of everything. They don't only sell like when I go to Texas, I see how some of the corner stores only sell candy or only sell this, and they actually have liquor stores that they only sell liquor. Well, in California, it's like it's the liquor store, the mini mart, the store, probably the grocery store too, all in the corner store.
yo, hey,
And right outside, you're gonna have Mexicans selling tacos right on the corner.
yo, and I think that having that variety, I think that that's amazing. And I don't know,
Yeah.
I never been to California. The closest I got to California was wait, I went to the Grand Canyon.
Probably, I was about to say where Vegas.
Yeah, well, I went to Vegas, but then I ended up at the Grand Canyon. So, that's the closest I got to California. And like the vibe out there is definitely different. I could say the closer I got to California, the vibe was still different. Yeah, move different. There's just definitely move different. The accents are real. You're probably saying you think I got an accent. You just don't know what you sound like to me right now. Because I probably sound crazy to you right now.
And that is crazy how everybody that's from different states, like I would tell you have an accent. You would be telling me, no, you have an accent. And we both would be telling somebody from Texas, you got an accent.
Yeah, it is weird. And it's just like the slightest thing, I guess, pronunciation or whatever it may be. And it's just, I think that it's cool that in America in itself, like the different states, you could kind of differentiate each other by the way that they sound. And I think it's cool.
Me too. I agree.
And like and even um the music coming out of the different states. Like, you got your New York sound and music. And then, recently, with this whole pandemic thing and us going remote with a lot of our interviews, we're able to connect with artists in different countries and even in different states. So you being in California, I think I was born in New York, but I belonged on the West Side. Like I belonged like at LA and stuff like that because I really vibe with that type of music and that flow. And it's like it's just amazing that talking to, I think in the last week and a half, I think I've interviewed 2 or 3 people from California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it's like I think about, I don't know if you ever seen the show Insecure.
No, no,
No.
but I think I heard of it.
Yeah, but like to me, everybody sounds like Issa from Insecure. And it's like, because the show takes place in California, but everybody from there sounds like that.
Ah,
Yeah, so it's just different for me, but I definitely love it. But let's talk about you actually being on WCW with Miss Yo-Yo Fearless.
yes.
So how was that experience?
Honestly, I really, really enjoyed it. It was really amazing to me, and really inside, it touched my heart. She might not know it, but really, honestly, it touched my heart because for her to be a legend that I grew up listening to, and for it to be a day where I actually sit at a table with her, and then it to be a day where I just run into her for an event, and then it to be a day for me to actually be live with her and showing her what I can do, shooting my shot. Pitching my shot. It just really, it was that's amazing to me. I'm talking about like, and it all was in my birthday month. It was like, I know that it give a lot of, I look out for people. I give the good advice. I know I'm a good person. So I looked at it like that was a blessing, because number one, you don't have a lot of people that's going to be able to represent to her own side of town in her way in these days. You don't.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing to me. That was actually one of the most amazing things that has happened to me within I would say within my road on this career where I'm headed to try to get to. I could say that was really like one of the most amazing things that has happened to me.
And speaking about, you on your path to where you're trying to go with the music that you make and the things that you do, what is your, I don't want to say your end goal, but what is where you're trying to get to? What is some of the
What I say by that is, I mean, like, of course, I love music. That's a part of my life. That's a part of what I do on an all-day basis. Just that's what I do. I love music. So with me doing this because I love it, not just because it's something that I'm trying to do. I love it. So that the walk that I'm trying to walk in is, I want to grind and make sure it's known that I'm working hard to get up the ladder. Right now, I'm looking at it like I'm in preseason, waiting to get to the Super Bowl. That's how I'm looking at it right now, because with the type of music that I'm offering, I don't really get into the I'm not really with the selling of the self. I'm with more older term stuff that really could be accepted. Yeah, of course I use some profanity, but as far as the lyrics and the things that I'm talking about, I really want people to know that you do have real artists that's still around that can write about anything. They can go from talking sexually to really being on track of what's really going on, to really just going on what's going on at the moment. I've been writing since I was in the 4th grade. So no matter what's going on, I can write about it because things just come to my head. Things come to my head and I write. Either I'm writing or I turn on my voice memo and I'm on it all day. I can be driving. Certain things come to my head, I'm on my voice memo real fast. I really do love music, and my goal is to reach the top. I just want to work hard to get there, because I know nothing is easy. You have to work for what you want.
Yeah, that's definitely the truth. And I think that some of the things that you said, even either writing things down, depending on how things are going or what you're doing at the time when something comes to you, and using a voice memo or writing something down is a habit of a successful individual. If you ever listen to any of those self-help books, or you listen to a lot of these millionaires or people that succeeded in life, they've always written things down or found ways to record what they're doing to get to that next level. And
Yeah.
you have practices and these habits which are amazing, which are definitely commendable, because it takes a certain mindset and a belief in what you're doing to get to that point to say, no, I need to document this. I need to make sure I don't forget this. And you utilize it when you can, but you make sure that you have it when it does come to you.
That's very true. Like I had to learn my lessons. Like I would be thinking about something and thinking I could just remember it like an hour later or something and be like, oops, what was I thinking? Oh man, I had to break myself for that real fast.
Yeah, like me, I'm not a rapper, but I pretend to be sometimes.
Yes, I know that feeling.
Yeah, and I be like, and I be trying to, I'll just be moving around. I'm like, I'm spitting some bars right now. Then I'm like, yo,
And
I'm
you
gonna
might
remember
be just really spitting bars too, for real.
I might be, but ain't nobody ever gonna hear them because I forget them after I say them. So it's like,
And see, I'm the type of person I can listen to. See how you say you be spitting bars? I can listen to you, and by you not even thinking that you spin bars, I can tell you exactly which ones is the bars that can be said of like what and what, and you'll be like, dang. Like I've been doing this for like a long time ago. Me and my cousins, one would beat on the table to make the beats, and because we didn't have, you know, a lot of the things that's out now, or our parents just didn't have that. So we was beating on tables while either I'm singing or rapping, or we had created the whole TLC group. It was a lot. We had fun. Real talk. I was left eye. Yeah, we didn't have fun.
Yeah. So I know this might seem like real random, right?
Yes.
What is your favorite snack?
Hot Cheetos. I just ate my last of my hot Cheetos. That's why I keep drinking my juice, because I'm like, I don't got no more hot Cheetos. That's my favorite. I love hot Cheetos. Everything hot. I'm hot. My Cheetos hot. I make hot Cheeto chicken, hot Cheeto shrimp, hot Cheeto baked stuffed potatoes. I have a ball. Yes. I love hot Cheetos. You don't like hot Cheetos?
No, I love spicy things. Definitely do love. No, but the reason why I'm asking, because, you know, I saw a video, and then, you know, the pictures that you sent, you had a Cheetos t-shirt on. So I'm like, there gotta be something with these Cheetos that's going on here, because it's like it's Cheetos everywhere. Like I don't even know.
Well, see, and also you see the video is based on, when I'm saying Lay's, Doritos, Fritos, but hot Cheetos is the shit. I don't need no Lay's, no Fritos, no Doritos. I'm trying to get to the top. That's them hot Cheetos. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and that's the best for you. It ain't nothing topping no hot Cheetos.
No, ain't nothing gonna get you hotter than hot Cheetos.
Yeah. I'm mad at that. They don't even have Cheetos commercials no more like that. Just the Cheeto was popping. Well, at least I don't see it.
Well, yeah, they do.
I don't get to watch TV too much. So
right. Yeah, they do. He on Twitter. He everywhere. He posting all day long. Look, I keep a track of everything with hot Cheetos. I get my reward. But my outfit that I had on, I had to get that made because I couldn't find nothing like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the video, I had to get that made. I couldn't find nothing like it. I wanted that just like that. When I want something a certain way, it got to be just like that.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is, because I want to make sure, because I'm good for this. We start to talking, and the next thing you know, I don't get to play your music. I play one song, you sent me 3, you know. So I want to make sure we get into this music so we can chop it up. So,
okay.
I got that Watch 'Em, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want you to. Wait, hold up. Let me make sure that that's in there. All right. Yeah, that would have been a little different, but I got that Watch 'Em for the people. So I want you to actually introduce the track and introduce yourself and introduce the track so we can get into Watch 'Em for the peoples.
Okay. You got HotGyrl, and my track is Watch 'Em. I hope y'all like it.
Yeah, on WEMS Radio, we here, Profit Radio. We banging WEMS. You heard?
You gotta watch them. Your friends ain't your friends, your enemies ain't your enemies, and your bitch ain't your bitch. They got a problem. Cause you stay getting them chips. Lace Doritos, Fritos, but hot Cheetos is the shit. Knick-knack, paddywhack. Give a dog a bone, ain't worried about what you got. You know I got my own. Ain't worried about what you got. And you know I get my own. Ain't worried about what you got. Still sitting on the throne. Fake bitches, bitch niggas like whoa. Fake sisters, fake cause it's fake bro. You bitches is some ducks, say quack. I'm a bird, I take a nap with the strap, laid back, little bitch, but I'm a beast. I can cook, but I'ma make the maid clean. Hot and spicy, everything. Gotta watch them hating hoes, cause they dirty with no green. And I know I smoke a lot, but I ain't talking about no weed. You gotta watch them. Your friends ain't your friends, your enemies ain't your enemies, and your bitch ain't your bitch. They got a problem, cause you stay getting them chips. Lace Doritos, Fritos, but hot Cheetos is the shit. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Ain't worried about what you got, you know I got my own. Ain't worried about what you got, you know I get my own. Ain't worried about what you got, still sitting on the throne. Handicapped skinny, but my name ring bells, cause I keep a tootie ready and my pocket stay swell. These bitches wonder how I do what I do. No need to worry about me or my goat getting cool, cause we the truth. You a cartoon, you fuck with me, I like the views. I only worry about my money, give no fuss about what you do. Gotta watch them hating hoes, they call you bitch or sister, but my name is HotGyrl, and I study you. Only here to speak the truth, you gotta watch them. Your friends ain't your friends, your enemies ain't your enemies, and your bitch ain't your bitch. They got a problem, cause you stay getting them chips. Lace Doritos, Fritos, hot Cheetos, it's the shit. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Ain't worried about what you got, you know I got my own. Ain't worried about what you got, you know I get my own. Ain't worried about what you got, still sitting on the
Okay. You ain't worried about what they got. You got your own.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I say you ain't worried about what they got because you got your own, right?
Facts.
You do what you
Facts
do.
right there.
Yeah.
I'ma always sit on the throne.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, it's important that when you putting out your music, that you sit there and you let people know, like, yo, this is me. Accept me for what I'm doing. Either love me or watch me. Because it's not even like the new hate is you just gonna watch everything that I'm doing anyway. You might as well don't even bother saying that you hating. Just watch me. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Get my numbers up. I appreciate you.
That's how I feel. Like, thank you.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration behind that track? Because I know for sure that there had to be something going on that required you to, like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna put this. I can't even say wax no more, right? Because back in the days it used to be wax. You put it on MP3 or whatever the hell it is. Like, what made you come out with that? Because I know that there had to be a situation. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's fine. One day I was just sitting there and I was just looking at basically when I was sitting there looking at a situation where you had two girls, they supposed to be friends, but then you got one saying this girl enemy and told her something, but the girl that told her wasn't lying. And then she like, and bitch, you supposed to be my bitch. And I'm like, okay, wait, hold up. Here we go. You got to watch them. Your friends ain't your friends. Your enemies ain't your enemies because they telling you the truth about what your friends have said because they trying to hurt you. And the same way you talking about, bitch, you my bitch, you my sister. That ain't your bitch either because you got to watch that, all that. Watch them. Just completely watch them. Watch everybody.
And you know, it's crazy because that's the way it is. And you know, they say you got to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. But sometimes the people that appear to be your friend are not really your friends. And they sitting there and they trying to set you up and they want to see you fall. So it's like they get close enough to you to be able to get those intimate details, to put them out there so that people can sit there and come at you. And it's like, how the hell my enemy found that out about me? But it was someone close to you that told them. So they want to make you vulnerable.
And I didn't even me myself. I done been in those situations. And at any time I have to cut a person off because I'm not with the drama. I don't need it. I will be no. I got stuff that I'm trying to do it myself. I've been in all certain type of situations too where I didn't learn that my friend, somebody that was supposed to be my friend, wasn't my friend. The girl that I didn't like was the one that told me what she did. And but I don't really too much go on the bitch word, calling my friends bitches. I don't come from that type of generation. I understand that's what goes on nowadays, but I really don't do it. But I listen to it, don't got no problem with the people that do it, but I really don't do it.
Yeah, and you know, like I definitely respect that. Like I don't get it either. Um, like I don't do it. I definitely don't do it. I come from a family where I definitely very close to my mother and respect women, and I got old daughters, so it's like using that word for me, it just doesn't work. And
No, I was just gonna say, to me, it's like you say, it's just very disrespectful and it's really embarrassing. You cannot go nowhere that's professional and be calling the girl, "What's up, bitch?" all in work or all in whatever type of professional situation it is. So I feel like people shouldn't even get immune to saying it and doing it. Just, but it's already around the world, so that ain't gonna change.
yeah, it's just weird. But hey, you know,
Yeah.
we can only stick to what we do and how we do it, and hopefully we can lead by example and people follow it.
Yes.
You know, I believe in not conforming to what everybody else is doing. Do what you do and do it well, and you know, eventually you might not know it, but there's enough people that are watching that'll start to do things different. And you just saying that, you know, is disrespectful and you know you can't use it in the workplace and things like that. It doesn't fit in a lot of places. Someone's gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, yo, you know what? She's right.
That's right. I hope so. That's one thing I do like to do. I feel like if I can change one person, that's a blessing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So what's that next track you want us to play?
The next track, since it's we trying to get that little girl to go in the house. Corona the shade, the virus need to go in the house and leave people alone because we trying to really get out in this world. I think we should play that. It's about that. It's about that time of year that they talking about. It's coming back. So I say we play Corona the shade, the virus.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna get into, y'all, here on WEMS Radio, Profit Radio, with your boy Prophet Pete. We here.
Corona Lachey, the virus. Get your ass in this motherfucking house, leave them people alone. Get in here, wash your hands. But if you wash your ass, your hands will automatically be clean, huh? Know that. Get in here. You sneaking and creeping, no speaking. Don't cough on me, reflex my Leo ass leaking. Not looking for freaking. Don't need your droplets or your DNA. Show me your test so that we can start chilling. The kids at the house, all the schools out. They mamas and daddies is cussing and shouting. Gon' learn that the teacher told the facts about. They need their ass whooped, fighting is out. Stop chasing clout, stay in the house till they figure this out. Remember the fact there is no antidote. All we got is our prayers and hopes. Think this a joke? I think you want some dope. Handicap shopping for tissue and soap. Stop chasing ass, put on a mask. We need our essentials, they running out fast. Oh, Corona Lachey, the virus. Corona Lachey, the virus. Corona Lachey, the virus. Get your ass in here, leave them damn people alone. Got people running in and out the damn hospital because your ass don't want to wash your ass. Come on, let's go. The government say they gon' pay us. Got everybody looking for stimulus. They wanna fuss and they wanna fight, all cause they sold their kids and that ain't right. Who is to blame? China's the name. We all gotta suffer and it's a damn shame. Allegedly shoulda got ready 5 years ago when we heard what Obama claimed. Thousands have lost their lives. Millionaires expect to survive. Social distancing keep you live. Sunday for a church drive-by. Got a date out. FaceTime. I don't see no crime. Releasing inmates at a time. Being close with a family through a time when you hear people dying. You don't know what to do, but you're here. Wash your hands, stay home and be cool. Get you a boo. I'ma give me one too. We gon' party and turn up. So won't you come through to my house with Facebook on my live? We gon' party all night and it won't cost a dime. We can party all day. No work 9 to 5. Get dressed in pajamas. Stay in my beehive. Make me a pie cause I'm so damn high. I'ma stay in my house cause I want to survive. Corona Lachey, the virus. Corona Lachey, the virus. Get your ass in here, leave them damn people alone. Got people running in and out the damn hospital because your ass don't want to wash your ass. Come on, let's go. Corona Lachey, the virus.
you gave coronavirus a whole full name, like a whole full name. Like it was like it's funny because you know when you hear it, it's like when you know growing up when your parents would when you was in trouble, they would call you by your whole government, and it was like get your ass in the house, and it was definitely one of those things that touch on it, and the way you delivered that track and the things that you were saying, you spoke about everything that we're actually going through right now. Where it's like, yo, I want to go on a date, yo, I got a FaceTime. And it was like just everything is just changing. It changed. And you guys are actually getting hit pretty bad right now. Like the numbers dropped and then they started to go back up. And
Yes.
and it's crazy. And how is that really affecting you? Like you personally?
Well, me personally, with the number, I don't really be out too much anyway because I'm majority of the time in the studio or doing something in the house. But where it's affecting me at is, you know, I would say because like basically my last song before Corona the Shade the Virus, the In the Club song, I made that song right at the beginning of coronavirus time. So it was like if nothing was locked up, it wasn't as serious. And I made that song and that song got dropped. I was able to shoot the video, you know, the club was still open. I was able to shoot the video. And then like the next week after I shot the video, I had a performance and the club could not open.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, that like for songs like that, for like club songs, I think people, you know, it's fun to go to the clubs and listen to your songs, promote your songs, network with your songs. Because like when I was at the club and they was playing the song, everybody in the club was partying to it. People was coming to talk to me and like ask me about like, you know, if I had a manager or like it was different type of people at where I was at. So, you know, they was asking me like, am I signed or and a lot of stuff. And like if people, everybody, they be partying to the music and everybody be loving my music. So with me not knowing too many people out there in the world, I like to go out and promote my music. Yes, I use social media as well, but I like to go out too as well because it's like, yes, I can use social media, but my following is not as high for people to see me as, you know, like they would see somebody that is already some higher in their route. Mm-hmm. So I think that is a big part of promoting yourself when you are an independent artist.
Yeah, and I think I always believe in back to basics. So to me, before we had all these additional things that we have now, like, you know, with social media and everything else,
yeah,
you can't supersede or ignore the fact that being in front of people or performing in front of people or actually having a conversation with someone that's in front of you, how important and different that is from sending a DM or sending an instant message or even FaceTiming, because it's not the same.
Yes.
Yeah. And I just think that with the way that you like to network and all that will supersede a lot of the fast paced stuff that's going on. Because
yes.
someone standing in front of you or watching you perform, that's going to be more memorable to them than them scrolling up like this on
right.
Yeah, and I think that's important, and I want to say thank you for actually still pushing to keep what caused this to be what it is, hip hop to be what it is, where you're still actually doing and sticking to the basics, as well as doing, you know, the new things. But your foundation is strong.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I like to go to the club and get and not only the club, I like to go to venues, different events. My most biggest performance right now would have been I performed at the Hopper Awards.
Mhm. And what is that? Something out in LA?
Yes, the Hollywood African Prestigious Awards.
Oh, so let me find out. So
Yeah,
you out there doing your thing.
yeah, oh yes, oh yes. I do my performances. I loved it. That was a beautiful event. That was definitely beautiful.
I could
So
imagine.
I definitely I'ma always support our culture. So I'ma always get out there when anytime it's possible.
Yeah. Well, right now we don't know when it's possible, and you know, since you are creating music and you are putting your stuff out there, I think one of the best things to do right now, since it is a little crazy, is to make sure you keep yourself safe. You got to
Yes,
keep yourself safe, right? Eventually, I don't know when, but eventually, all this is going to be a memory, a bad memory, but it will be a memory. And we'll be able to get back to some type of normalcy where we will be able to perform at venues and get into the studio and things like that and be in different environments that we were accustomed to. Unfortunately, we can't do that right now, but we have to just adapt to continue doing what we're doing and stay grounded and to attempt to do what we still love. So, but at the end of the day, I want you to be safe.
and you too.
Oh man, that's why, man. Listen, right now, I'm not trying to be around people that I don't need to be around. Anytime we had to do a lot of things when it came to even just conducting, interviews due to the fact that the coronavirus hit. So being remote, it was an adjustment we had to make. For me, it was a little difficult because I'm so used to, just like when you perform in front of a crowd, being in the studio and producing a live radio show where we have guests, we have the guests, friends that they brought that are watching, the whole production of everything, and is the vibe of everything and everybody being in that one space is different now, you know,
Yeah.
because we're not in the same space. But I realized that if I really truly love what I do and this is what is meant for me, I can still project that same energy even though we're not in the same space.
Right.
And it was a little rough in the beginning, but hey, I say I haven't had a bad interview yet.
I know
So
that's right.
I keep everybody smiling, everybody, and you haven't stopped smiling. So that's a good.
Yeah, that's facts. It's all in the vibe. It's all in the vibe.
Yeah, and just recently, everybody's, oh, I'm feeling your vibe and all that. It was just recently that I found out what vibe meant, and it was vibration. And I'm like, vibration, energy. I'm like, there's a whole thing to this. I just went with the vibe, and then I got educated, and I became woke to the word vibe.
Yeah, it's just all in, if the vibe is, communication and just chilling, of course you can keep a person smiling because you know how to talk to a person. Everything. I can imagine you keep everybody that you interview smiling. If you took a picture of every person that you interviewed, every picture on your wall gonna have a picture of somebody smiling.
Yep. And it's just one of those things. And I love being around people. I was a teacher. I've taught, and it's just me being able to talk to people and giving the opportunity for people to elevate themselves and share a moment with me. I think for me that's important. sharing a moment with people, touching people, no matter where they are, and somehow in some way being part of what they're doing. I don't have to be monumental in your movement, but it's like, hey, I just want to be there for you, and that's just who I am as a person.
Right, right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But I definitely vibe with your music.
Thank you. Thank
Definitely
you
vibe
so
with
much.
the accent. I think the accent really like it brings me in because it's like, oh shit, that's not New York. And it's like, oh crap, oh she got bars, oh she's saying something, oh that's what we're doing right now. You know, it's one of those things that are really cool, and I just appreciate music in all its essence, and I love to hear different sounds, and I never just tune somebody out because they're not from where I'm from or what I'm accustomed to listening to,
Right.
because I'm all about that boom bap gangster rap. So, and I like bar heavy music, stuff that has metaphors, but I could definitely rock with a melody and with bars and that cute stuff and that club stuff and all that. I could definitely vibe with all of that. But I like to I like to really hear variety. So it's one of those things where listening to your music, it brings me to a place that I never been, that I
Thank
always
you.
go to.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like I like to give a story.
Yeah,
I like to give a story. I feel the same way like you feel. I like the okay bounce club music, but I also like to give a story. Even with my in the club song, I still gave a story. It's club music, but I still had to give a story. It's like that's just immune in me. I have to do that.
yeah, and I think that that's great. And as you move forward with your career, and you're shooting for the top, like those hot Cheetos,
Uh-huh.
um, I think that you're gonna get there. I don't think the only thing that will stop you is you,
Okay.
and that's always the truth. And I
Thank
think that you have enough drive in yourself and believing in yourself and what you're doing
thank you.
to get what you want to get, and it will happen. And it will happen. There's who knows when it'll happen, but it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. And I'm definitely a believer in that. Sometimes we're not ready for some of the blessings that we are preparing for at the time. As people, we tend to just want things when we want it and not really understand why it hasn't happened yet. And I just know that when it does come for you, and all the things that you're wishing for and the things that you're wanting will come when you can benefit from it the most.
What was the ending of you said?
That you'll benefit from from it the most
Oh,
when it
thank
will come.
you.
Yeah, when it does come, everything that you're wishing for and everything you're asking for, when it comes, it will come at the time that you can benefit the most when you are prepared for it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
Yes.
why I say I'm going to go in the line that way I know that I'm learning while I'm doing what I love doing.
Yeah. So before we get up out of here, I want you to introduce this last track that we got, and then when we come back, I want you to give out your social media handles where everybody can find your music, and then we're gonna let the people know that this has been another episode of Prophet Radio. So
Let's
go ahead,
get it.
introduce this song for me.
This hot girl, and I'm chilling on WEMS Radio, and this is my new single in the club. I hope y'all love it.
Yeah.
flock together in the club. Got some model bitches with me, twerking just for fun. Imitators on the left, ballin' niggas on the right. Broke bitches be tripping in the club, wanna fight. Birds of a feather flock together in the club. Got some model bitches with me, twerking just for fun. Imitators on the left, ballin' niggas on the right. Drunk bitches be tripping in the club, wanna fight. Any, mini, miny, mo. Get a nigga that ain't broke. If he fuck on everyone, then bitch, your nigga is a hoe. Semester 1, your lesson. Stop fucking on these buns. We know your pussy like a pothole. Getting hit by all the thugs. Stop calling me asking what's up with the club, cause you looking for niggas that just wanna come. I'ma show you the phone while I follow the trace. Chasing that Benjamin Franklin say, paper chase, just in case. Get my own money, that's what they say. I hit the club with my smoke and my drink. If you ain't got a dollar, call Uber, not me. Birds of a feather flock together in the club. Got some model bitches with me, twerking just for fun. Imitators on the left, ballin' niggas on the right. Broke bitches be tripping in the club, on the fight. Birds of a feather flock together in the club. Got some model bitches with me, twerking just for fun. Imitators on the left, ballin' niggas on the right. Drunk bitches be tripping in the club, on the fight. Is you deaf? Clean your ears, nothing coke. Do you really want this smoke? Told you before, stop calling, hollering, broke. You gotta weave in a bag. Got no cash at the bar on another bitch, man. Call you the brainiac for a smoke and a drink, you get freaky. So embarrassing. You begging for some Hennessy. Keep showing your philosophy. Brokeology. You need to get a hustle, not pimpology. Trick. Bitch, stop claiming you the shit. Yeah, he stored you in his phone. It say trichologist, bitch. Birds of a feather flock together in the club. Got some model bitches with me, twerking just for fun. Imitators on the left, ballin' niggas on the right. Broke bitches be tripping in the club, on the fight. Birds of a feather flock together in the club. Got some model bitches with me, twerking just for fun. Imitators on the left, ballin' niggas on the right. Drunk bitches be tripping in the club, on the fight.
Damn! I know you know who that was.
Who? Smokey?
Yeah, that's Smokey.
Look, Smokey gotta be. How I knew that? I was like, it gotta be Smokey.
Yeah, that's Smokey. He live around the block from you, like right around the corner. Like, yo, and like you said, with the in the club, and you always telling the story. It was like the way you depicted the club scene with what you were saying in the hook. It was like, yo, you got your situations. You got your drunk chicks that just want to fight. You got the wannabes. You got the ballers. You got all that, and it's just what it is when you go to a club. The club scene is like that all the time, and it's like
that's why I said, birds of a feather flock together in the club.
Yo, for real, and definitely I vibe and I can relate to stuff like that, and just listening to it, it definitely just, and why you had to do it to him, and says some chicks is out there like potholes, like what was going on with that one?
They be out there. They not like a pothole. It's getting hit by all the thugs.
And I'm like, oh wow, she really did just say that. But again, saying something that when you say it, it's one of those things, especially when it comes to hip hop and when it comes to bars. Like you say something, it's like people don't really get it when they first hear it. And they're like, whoa, what? What just happened? No, wait, hold on. Let me hit rewind on that. Oh yeah, she really did say that. and you know, that's a great thing about music and people that are true artists, is that when you sit there and you make your music, there's one way to be direct, but then there's one way to be creative with the way you deliver your message.
Yes.
And delivering your message in a certain way I think is what sets artists apart from one another. I can sit there and say a whole bunch of stupid shit on the track and get you to listen to it. But if I say something that requires you to think, and when I grew up, it was those metaphors that always made me go back to that music. The metaphors that they laid down during that verse or during the whole song. It was like, oh my goodness.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Yeah, I like metaphors. I don't know. I be always like, just in my think time, I'm always thinking of something that's metaphoric. Like, I don't even know. I'll just be sitting there and think of something to just come to my brain. That's why I said now I'll be like, let me write that down real quick. It'll go to one song sooner or later.
Yeah, and that's what's up. And I definitely enjoyed having you on Prophet Radio. We definitely had a good time. Yeah, and definitely I can't wait to hear some of your latest projects that you release. I hope that we stay in touch and we can actually, continue doing what we do and, you know, help one another, promote each other and get each other to that next level. Because I believe in supporting those that support you. And you being on the show is a show of support. So I want to make sure that we support you by playing your music, shouting you out, reposting your projects and whatever you got going on. So,
Thank you.
and that's what we do here at WEMS Radio, Prophet Radio, WEMS Radio. Everybody says it a little different, but some people just don't know there's a dots in between all the letters, but it stands for something. And I want to thank you. But before we go, I want you to let everybody know how they can follow you and how they can find your music.
Okay, you all can follow me at HotGyrl. That's HOTGYRL. Make sure you use a Y, not an I, and it's all one word. HOTGYRL 8400. HotGyrl 8400, and that's with a Y, not an I. That's why I'm different from everybody else. HotGyrl 8400 with a Y. And my music, you can find me on all platforms. Any platform you use, it's on there. Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you got, it's on there. Amazon, Target, it don't matter what you got. It's on all platforms.
You go to Target and get Hot Girls music. So make sure you go get that music, y'all. Stop playing. I'm just saying, it's like there's no excuse. And then you could jam in your car and do what you do and enjoy. And then you could tell your homegirl, yo, you like a pothole. You let all the thugs hit. I'm just saying, it's just what it is.
They can also find the video for In the Club and watch them on YouTube. My YouTube channel is HotGyrl, HOTGYRL. And the videos are on YouTube.
See, there you go. See, you get to watch it at the same time. You listen to it and watch it. Right? Pull it up on your iPhone, pull it up on your Android. That's what you need to do. Pull it up on your TV because by now everybody got smart TVs. So do what you need to do. Watch it in the crib, on your computer, on your laptop, whatever. Just watch it. Just do what you need to do. Yo, and you know what? See, this is where I got a problem, right? People come and they watch, but they don't subscribe, they don't like, they don't comment. If you gonna come through, let me know you was there. Sit there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that when you go to Hot Girl's YouTube page or when you go to any of her social media pages, that you like it, you follow it, and you comment. Right? If you're going to support 100%. Don't do no half-ass 50-50 or 20-75 or whatever. Be a true supporter. It doesn't cost you nothing to show love. Do it.
Facts. Thank you.
Look at that. Yo, it just works out great. That's the way I see it. That's just me. But hey, everybody's not like me. So I appreciate you. I thank you very much for being on the show. And we'll definitely stay in touch.
Yes, anytime. Anytime you need me, you know where to find me.
Oh, yes, I do. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
You
And
have a blessed night.
thank you
Good
very
night.
much. You too. All right. Thank you.
You welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah. It's my man Fame Life. West Coast vibe. Yeah. 6'4", y'all.
West Side.
Brooklyn.
Fame life.
Yeah.
Catch me through your city, low riding hydraulics, so violent, bouncing alpines, bumping that biggie, ugly face, no smiling, cops profiling. They ain't got no knowledge. Wanna know who the fuck is he? Moving at a low mileage by the college, fuck class hopping, catch your footing, girl, cause I ain't stopping. Rolling up the smoke spokes on Murder She Wrote. We rolling like mobsters, even lights can't stop us. They stare through they binoculars, they follow us. Cards keep popping up. We too cool and popular. My views more ocular, my mood more opera. Dramatic when I'm famished. I don't like to deal with static. Get your people disconnected. Want the prize? Well, shit, you been selected. Brooklyn resurrected. Pull up to your illest session, sitting in the killer section. Get digested by my intestines. Send your friend a message. Hey. Yeah, but I'm just cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Jacking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there. Cold shooting some hoes. I said, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Yo, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to Prophet Radio on WEMS Radio. We are here every Wednesday from now until forever. And catch us on Thursdays on the spot. Catch us for the special edition on Prophet Radio on Fridays. And we got more Prophet Radio coming soon. We're going to hit you hard with so many interviews. You ain't even going to know what to do with yourself. Make sure you stay tuned. We pump that independent music. We pump all the people that are out there doing what they need to do. And it's nothing but love to all the people that pay attention and show love. Thank you to all the haters that watch, but never say that they watching. WEMS Radio, Prophet Radio. It's your boy Prophet Pete. We out of here, y'all. Blessings. And make sure that you follow WEMS _ radio on Instagram, WEMS South on Instagram. Google WEMS Radio. Make sure you download that app on both Android and Apple platforms. Also, make sure you visit WEMSradio.com so that you can see all the features from the artists that have been on here, the celebrities, the shows that are on WEMS Radio, and what we do best. We entertain you. You heard? Prophet Pete, we out of here.